So this is a song.
All right, now let's go. Who is in for this?
Jesus. If that
Who is really with me?
Not Jesus.
Follow me.
There is no
We want to do some kind of worship
Jesus, and they can never
unto pick Jesus, whom worship never do.
Try as hard as you may.
Unto pick Jesus, who never met to be worshipped. Let's go. This is how we worship. Pick Jesus Christ. This is how we worship Him. Pick Jesus Christ. This is how we worship. Pick Jesus Christ. This is how we worship Him. Big Jesus Christ. And this is how we also worship Him. Big Jesus Christ. This is how we need to worship Him. Big Jesus Christ. Big Jesus Christ. Crying out for some worship. Big Jesus Christ. Longing for some worship. Big Jesus Christ, crying out for some worship. Big Jesus Christ, longing for some worship. Oh, you pig, give it to Him. You dog, give it to Him. You pig, give it to Him. You goat, give it to Him. You pig, give it to Him. For you've been bought and paid for by the blood of pig Jesus Christ. This is how we worship Pig Jesus Christ. This is how we truly worship Him. Pig Jesus Christ. Pig Jesus Christ. Crying out for some worship. Pig Jesus Christ. Longing for some worship. Pig Jesus Christ, crying out for some worship. Big Jesus Christ, longing for some worship. Oh, you sheep, don't give it to Him. Israel, don't give it to Him. You sheep, don't give it to Him. Israel, please don't give it to Him. You sheep, don't give it to Him, for you've been bought and paid for with the holiest blood of your King, Yahushua HaMashiach, Orobosikayaba, HaMashiach, Orobosendelebo, HaMashiach, Yahushua is His name, not Pig Jesus, not a pig, Jesus Christ. Let them know, 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 yeah, He's a pig. Let them know He's a pig. Let them know He's a pig. Jesus Christ is pig. He's pig. Uncleanness. His uncleanness. Oh, Chandela. Why worship Jesus Christ, whom worship never do? Why offering a holy food that dew the very feet of Abba Yahuwah Eternal, why giving it to pig? It is simply abomination. It is. Come on now. Give it back to the rightful owner. It is the very nature of this segment. Hallelujah. Thank you, my Abba. Yes, greetings to the 30 tribes of Israel scattered in the four corners of the earth, and to the Gentiles called by the awesome fiery name of Abba Yahuwah Elohim. This is the awesome fiery name that is above every other single names you ever known, eternal. Like I keep saying, and I will keep saying this, yes. Like I keep saying, and I will keep saying this, that. Not pig Jesus, not a snake Allah. It's Yahuwah. Thank you, my Abba. Bow at your feet. Not pig Jesus, neither a snake Allah, but it's Yahuwah, the only everlasting name that is above every other names. That is above every other names. Yes, yes, yes. It's Yahuwah, the only fiery name that is above every other name's princess. Truly love Yahuwah. It's okay. So much love Yahuwah. This temple is eternal bond with Yahuwah, the only awesome name that is above every other names. Every other names, yes. Every other names. Not pig Jesus. Neither snake Allah, but it's Yahuwah. Eternally is Yahuwah. Is Yahuwah forevermore. Is Yahuwah. Is Yahuwah from everlasting unto everlasting. From everlasting unto everlasting. From everlasting unto eternity. Is Yahuwah the only giving name, the only redemptive name, the only fiery name, the only name that lives forever. Is Yahuwah, is Yahuwah, is Yahuwah, the only giving name. Is Yahuwah, the only fiery name. Is Yahuwah, the only saving grace. Is Yahuwah, oh, Robosika, is Yahuwah, oh, Shalabo Sandelebe, is Yahuwah, oh, Imo Santa Labuyende, oh, is Yahuwah, hallelujah, forevermore, is Yahuwah, the only giving name, the only saving name, the only redemptive name, the only covenanting name, the only covenanting name, the only covenanting orobosika, the only covenanting name of Shandalaboseke Yaba. Is Yahuwah, is Yahuwah, oh, Shandalaboseke, oh. I love him so much. I truly do love him. I so much do love him. I really do love him. I truly do love him. Yahuwah, Orobo Sandeo, my Father, Imo Santa Laboyendeo. I love you, Orobo Sika, Yantulubu, Orobo Sandelebo. Orabayan Tulubu, my Abba Yahuwah, Sika. orobo sika, sika, orobo sendelebo, orobo sika. I do love him so much. Orobo Sunday. I truly do love him so much. Orobo yantulubu. Sikayaba. Forevermore. Sikayaba. Unto eternity. Sikayaba. From everlasting unto everlasting. From everlasting unto everlasting, from everlasting, orobo seke, Sikayaba, Sikayaba. I love you so much, my maker, my father, my everything. You are all inclusive. Thank you, Baba. Oh, Shandalabo seke. I worship you. Ori mahantalabo yendelebo. Thank you, Baba. Oh, Shandalabo seke. Hallelujah. Love you so much. Thank you, Abba. Thank you, Yahuwah. Yud he wahe. I am whose I am. I really do love you. I worship at your wonderful, eternal, glorious feet. Yes, there I do my worship. There I do my service. At your feet, Baba. Oh, Shandlabo Seke, your awesome feet that brought this eternal good news unto my soul. I truly do love you. Thank you for coming through for me. Yes, Baba. Hallelujah. You have done it. It is done. Thank you, Father, for your saying word. It is finished. Oh, Shandlabo Seke. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I just love my Abba. I truly do love my Abba. Oh, I love my Abba. Oh, I truly do. I love my Abba. I love my Yahuwah. Oh, Shadalabo Seke. I truly do love my Yahuwah. I so much love my Yahuwah. Thank you, Abba. Bow at your feet. Hallelujah. Yes, family. Shabbat Shalom. Much love and much prosperity attend you, family, for you are the only reason of our time like truth, because the time is simply near. Just as we see the days goes by, so draw nigh the coming of Yahushua HaMashiach. Just as the Malach of Yahuwah saith unto Yehukanah, the Revelator, seal not the prophecies of this book, for the time is simply near. Exactly what we are doing here, family. Decoding end times prophecies, signs, dreams, in preparing people like you, body like you, house like you, for the blessed returning of King Yahushua HaMashiach, our eternal bridegroom, to whom due eternally all worship, praise, honor, riches, power, glory, wealth, to the glory of his magnificent Abba, Yahuwah, the Almighty. Like I said before, eternal, it is Yahuwah. It is simply Yahuwah. Come out from your folly. Stand up, rise up. Rise up, rise up, rise up, and run unto this name. Grab it, lay hold on it. Lay hold on this very name. I am whose I am. I am that I am. Lay hold on it. It is simply the giving name, not pig Jesus Christ, neither snake Allah. No, these simply are man-made up, just to distract you, just to take your attention away from that which has already been given unto you. They are just doing this like kind of stubborn blocking you from the actual, roles set for you. They don't want you to get this understanding. They don't just want you to catch it at all. Oh, Shalalabo Seke, not snake Allah, not pick Jesus Christ. These are stubborn block. And to the Ruach HaKodesh, to the Ruach HaKodesh, my eternal husband, to the Ruach HaKodesh, eternally. All glory goes to the Ruach HaKodesh, forevermore. All praise, worship, honor goes to the Ruach HaKodesh. Eternally, our worship goes to the Ruach HaKodesh. My eternal husband, to the Ruach HaKodesh. My forever teacher, to the Ruach HaKodesh. My eternal comforter, to the Ruach HaKodesh. My forever best friend, to the Ruach HaKodesh. Orobosika Yabao, to the Ruach HaKodesh eternally. To the Ruach HaKodesh, all worship goes for him. To the Ruach HaKodesh, all worship, all praises, all service, honor to the Ruach HaKodesh, from everlasting unto everlasting at his feet, from everlasting unto everlasting. I worshipped you, the very Ruach HaKodesh, the very DNA of my Abba Yahuwah, the very true essence of my Abba Yahuwah, the very power of my Abba Yahuwah. Oh, Shandala Boseike is the Ruach HaKodesh, is the Ruach HaKodesh, the chemical machine, the very true essence is the Ruach HaKodesh, the Ruach HaKodesh, Arobosika, Orobosika, the one that does one, the miracle worker, the teacher, the teacher, the teacher, teacher of holiness. The Ruach HaKodesh, Orabo Sandalabe, is the Ruach HaKodesh, Ruach Kodesh, Ruach HaKodesh, Ruach HaKodesh, Sekei Yabo, Ruach HaKodesh, Sekei Yabo Sei, Ruach HaKodesh, Sekei Durilabayo, Ruach HaKodesh, Sekei Yabo Sei, Durilabasei, Himo Yansalabu, Himo Sekerabe, Warabasika Yabe, Warabasika Yabe, Ruach HaKodesh, Warabasika Yabe, Warabasika Yabe. I love him so much. Thank you, Abba Yahuwah, for giving me and the entire camp of Israel, your set apart spirit, your set apart word. We say to the Baba, we indeed appreciate you unto eternity for this very glorious, wonderful thing you have done for us. Hallelujah. Thank you for living within the camp of Israel, your most expensive part, the very Ruach HaKodesh. We say to the Abba, hallelujah. Yes, Abba Yahuwah, you have been worshipped, praised, loved, honored, served, always, ever, eternal, right in the temple of your eternal handmaid, your very Isha, for you are my Abba, also my eternal husband. Masei Keibo, Karakebo say, Buse Kere Yahuwah, Karakebo say Kebo, Masei Debo, Karakebo say, Karakebo, Karakebo say Kebo Yahuwah, Karakebo say Debo, Karakebo say, Karakebo say Debo. I love you so much, my Abba. Thank you, Baba. Yes, indeed, I love you. For you first do unto eternity. I say to the hallelujah, hallelujah. All right, now, family, we want to do it again. I want to beat someone today. I want to slap someone right now. I want to beat someone today. I want to slap someone right now with the truth, with the truth, with the truth of my abaya, of my abaya, of my abaya. I want to beat someone today. Don't hold me, okay? I want to slap someone right now. I want to beat someone today. I want to slap someone right now, right now, right now, right now with the truth. With the truth of my abaya, of my abaya, of my abaya. I want to beat someone, and that someone is Big Jesus Christ and his cohort, Snake Allah. So we want to do another expose of their dark side, the very side, this very dark side is so far away from, because before I would do my message, I would first of all want to see if anybody got what I have, if it's already out there, if someone has already logged into this secret. I keep doing research, I keep going through to and fro. I didn't see not even one person. Then I said in my heart, stand up again, daughters of Yahuwah. Stand up, daughter of Yahuwah, and do it again. Glory in your father's anointing. Yes, glory in your father's anointing. Oh, Shandalabo Seke, what are you saying? Indeed, Abba Yahuwah is using the very weak things of this world, fully those that claimed to be wise without Yahuwah. What could that be? A primary 2 educational level. Just primary 2 educational level. That is the one that is speaking now, because I couldn't finish primary 3. If you are, if you are a long subscriber, of course, you know what I'm saying already. So, my papa gave me out. I was a child bride. So, for that reason, I stopped going to school. So, primary 2, person that have just primary 2 educational level. Abba Yahuwah is using her, once illiterate, using her to be digging out and digging out and digging out and digging out. Oh my Abba. And those that said they are wise, Abba Yahuwah is saying, oh, today it's not about holding PhD. Oh. It is not about carrying this PhD, speaking baby grammar that goes to Google. We can't even understand this. Some when they are nacky speaking that English. I say, yeah. Okay, I would like to ask Google, what is the meaning of this heavy English? And my teacher was just break it for me, saying, okay, no problem. Oh, what are we saying? Abba Yahuwah said, I would choose the very weak things of this world, to fool those that claim to be wise without him. So this is how, again, Abba Yahuwah is using the very weak things. I don't have what it takes to be here, but Abba Yahuwah gave it unto me by himself. I have seen Yahuwah. So nobody can show me Yahuwah any longer. I have seen him. All right. So all the events that surrounds me says so. That is where I see him. That is where indeed I saw Yahuwah. I can't say one-on-one. His presence is so strong here. His touch is so strong here. Just primary 2. Because I couldn't finish primary 3. While I was in primary 3, my papa gave my hand in marriage. So I stopped going to school while I was in primary 3. So the educational level that I have over here, it is simply primary 2. I finished primary 1 and primary 2. This is all I can boast of. Primary 3, I couldn't. Okay? Because my father, Allah and Jesus, used my father and engaged me not to invest on me educationally. They don't want that man to invest on me. But somehow, Abba Yahuwah himself did it. So this is how Abba Yahuwah is using the very weak thing, the very, very weak thing, a thing that has no strength at all before the people of the world, before the strong men of the world. I mean, the PhD carriers. I went to and fro. I couldn't see, not even one. So this expose is from this temple. I just love my Abba. I truly do love my Abba. You see why I keep saying I love him so much? I die here. I goes nowhere. Regardless what, no matter how ugly, no matter how tough, no matter how difficult, me, I die here at his feet. I won't renounce my Yahuwah. I die here at his feet. What did the king said? The very first dynasty, that is King David. What did he say? He said, I'd rather become a gate man in the kingdom of heaven than to enjoy the pleasure of this world. And later on, I have to pay the due of penalty, the penalty of sin. No, I'm not made for that. So let me be a gate man in the kingdom of heaven. All right. Okay. With this being said, let us look into this powerful expose coming out again from a woman. Abba Yahuwah indeed is using me to wash the feet of his son, King Yahushua HaMashiach. Because Christian, Big Jesus Christ, is still biting the heels. He don't want the heel of Yahushua to rule. He's still biting. But it's a lie, because everything is being put in its perspective. Everything is perfectly arranged. Everything has time. Check it out, Ecclesiastic 3, 1 through 11. Everything has time. And that time is running out. I got another victory vision, another vision of victory today, or another victory through vision. Yes, I don't know. You can fix it. I got another powerful victory today. So I went through and through and through. I couldn't even see anyone. Okay? All these big men. I couldn't see anyone that even come close at all. All of them is just dancing Zobi when I one way. I said, okay. So I'll first of all go and spy. Because if someone have it already, therefore it's no longer a news. Therefore it's no longer expose. But I went through and through and through. I couldn't even see anyone that come closer. Okay, so that is why I keep saying Christianity or Christianity are celebrating. They are celebrating a graduation. Listen now. Christianity is celebrating a graduation. Meanwhile, they never attend class for once. They never attend class. They never study. They never set no exam. Neither did they went to or rather they never set no test. Neither do they went to exam all. So if you don't got all this quality, you don't have all this quality, what business do you have celebrating graduation? What business? So this is how backward these people indeed has become. Anyways, with this being said, you and I know perfectly too well that title always help navigate us into Holy Scriptures. Title is a navigator, and paved way for you and me, and makes it so easy, right? Break it so easily. Can we call it out? I'm so glad to announce this expose once again. Love you so much, Abba Yahuwah. Let's do it together, family. All right, family. Here we are in the heavenly courtroom of Abba Yahuwah with this powerful message titled for you and me. Yahuwah, our first husband, don't die. Illicitono. Allah and Jesus, our second husband, must die. They are the one that needs to die. Whose husbands law Romans 7 talks about, and 6. So it's a question. That is the title. Simple as that. Can I read broadcast? For a better understanding. Alright, let's do it again. Yahuwah, our first husband, don't die. Remember what I'm saying? Romans chapter 7, okay? It creates a huge confusion among the Christendom. And this is the most scripture. This is the very scripture, misunderstood by the Christendom. They will be saying the royal law. The law is dead. The law is dead. Which law? I don't want to go by that anyways. Me, I'm driving it somewhere. Though I have once done this very message, okay? I didn't take it the way I want to do it today. The way I want to do it today, it is, dragging out the spirituality. Rather, yes, the spirituality in it, the spirit in it. Okay? I have once done this. Why? When Paul, okay, was lamenting, oh my Abba, that is a struggle, that there is a struggle somewhere, that there is a war, that there is a fight, that this very passage talks about 2 tables, talks about 2 genealogies, talks about 2 laws, talks about 2 nations, talks about 2 colors, talks about 2 different DNA, talks about 2 gas. In fact, it talks about night and day. So when I first of all did about a few years ago, it could be 4 or 5 years ago, I touched on the surface that this lamentation of this very holy man of Yahuwah, unique to be precise, what could be the error? Because when you read that, what is said in Romans chapter 6, it is a very different thing entirely. When you that gets to serve, it's so confusing. There is the person that, that destroyed sin. There is the person that was so much against sin. How come he teach against it with passion? So how come in Romans chapter 7, he said, the good things I wanted to do, I see me not doing it. But the very one I hate to do, I see me doing it. So therefore, I am not the one doing it. But sin that is in me, responsible for that character, not me. I said, what? What was going on there? I couldn't get it, that. I was not digging out the spirituality in it. Then I was still growing. Yeah, every day we grow. Work out your own salvation in trouble and fears every day. Tomorrow will be higher than today. It is from glory to glory. So, therefore, I now relocate that complaint, oh my Abba, that lamentation of him, that frustration, so exhausted, and I push it back, channel it back to Judaism. I said it was describing his life, one's life in Judaism. But if you carefully read that particular place, it was a past life. Like you and me today, we are also facing the same situation. It wasn't past life. He never said my past life. He was still referring to right now. Like right now. So what could that be? Anyways, first of all, we call out the title already. So, should I read broadcast again for a better understanding? Yahuwah, our first love, don't die. Because Paul, after lamentation, or rather before lamentation, lamented. He now described what I'm about to say now. It has to do with husband and wife. Until the first husband died, the second husband cannot implement his law, or the woman is not free at all to marry to another man until her first husband die. Yahushua don't die. And Yahuwah, our first husband, can't die. So I'm going to let you know who needs to die. Who is the husband that must die in order for the other husband to implement his wedding vows, contract, ketubah, in us. Eternal, the eternal gospel. Anyways, so much again has already been said. So let's take the title again. Yahuwah, our first husband, don't die. Allah and Jesus, our second husband, must die. Whose husband's law Romans 7 talks about and 6. So Romans chapter 6. So first of all, we start like I always love to start walking my ways here. We are going far. We're going to soar so high in His presence. So let's start walking our way from here. Thank you, my Abba. I just love my Abba. I truly do love my Abba. Oh, I love my Abba. I so much do. I love my Abba. Oh, I love Him, yes I do. I truly love Yahuwah. I love Yahuwah. I love my Abba. I truly do. I love my Abba. I love my Yahuwah. I truly do love my Yahuwah. I so much love my Yahuwah. Thank you, my Abba. All right, now let's take our first bread. 2 Timothy chapter 2 verses 15. Study to show thyself approved unto Yahuwah, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So for you to be able to rightly divide the word of truth, that is how dividing something, that is, you're going to dispatch it into different angles, corners of life, isn't it? You want to give to right, you want to give to left, you want to give to front, you also want to give to back. So that's what we want to do right here. That is what we want to do right now. We want to divide it. Who needs to die? Who doesn't need to die? Who is still in bondage? Because Paul says sin has laid hold, a very strong hold on me, captive. He said, as for me, nothing good in me. He said, wretched man, I'm so wretched. I'm so wretched. He says, see, take occasion to enslave me. You know what the meaning of slave? Have you seen slave master and his slave? How they treated slave? He said we are slave to sin. And when you read chapter 6, he said we are not slave to sin. How are we going to be resolving this contradiction? Is it a contradiction? No. But if you don't have what it takes, you will be seeing it as a contradiction. But if you have what it takes to unlock, you have the Ruach HaKodesh in you, your teacher, of course you will be able to divide the word of truth. Not just to divide it rightly. I would like to take this account again from NIV, New International Version. So I would like us to see how the New International Version break it down. 2 Timothy chapter 2 verses 15. Do your best to present yourself to Yahuwah as one approved, a workman who does not need to be ashamed, and who correctly handles the word of truth. Correctly. That's the word. Correctly. Not incorrectly. Wrongly. No. So that's what we want to do right now in His presence. Okay. As we sat at YAHUAH'S feet, we want to unlock this very mystery. This is not one we are able, and Ruach HaKodesh didn't give it to nobody. As far as I'm concerned, everything for the past 3 days I've been doing research. I want to see. Because if it is my mystery, if the mystery is given to me, I really need to do research to see that someone else don't have it. If someone else have it, which means a confirmation has been given unto me, that is, I will be calling my own confirmation. But if someone don't have it, which means the raw truth is being given to me direct. It's being put in my bosom, in my womb, in my belly, in my stomach. So which means it is my own. Because I fellowship, I sat at YAHUAH'S feet and Ruach HaKodesh and Yahushua. So this was being given unto me. So first of all, I would like to ask you and me, or you and I, who is Paul? Are you ready to know who is Paul? I will read just one part, then I will quote the other, because we are going very far. Get that? We are going very far. So we want to dig deep. We want to draw out water from the well of salvation. In order for you to do that, you need to go deeper. Dig deep. So Romans chapter 11, verses 1. I say then, hath Yahuwah cast away his people? Yahuwah forbid, for I also am an Yisrael, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. You see, you know who is Paul already. Shahu, okay, is Yisrael, the seed of Abraham, and from the tribe of Benjamin, the very last born of our Papa, our patriarch, okay. You know, Paul was also last, apostle to enter the field or office of apostle. All right, now you know who is Paul already. So number 2, read Acts of Apostle chapter 8, okay, and chapter 9. His conversion was in chapter 9. Paul was once terrorist. He was once in Judaism. Anybody that preached this message this very way we are talking about now, Paul will go and crucify. He imprisons them, testify against them for them to be beheaded. So that was his job, okay? Because he said, we are blasphemy. For you to be preaching another doctrine, to him it was another doctrine then. So he slew a lot. So that is the Paul we want to talk about now. Now, who was Paul? Who was Paul? In totality, he was also a Pharisee. Not just him alone, a Pharisee. He came from the lineage of Pharisees or Pharisees. Let me multiply whatever. Okay, that is great, go whatever fathers were all Pharisees. All right. So Pharisees, that office did not start with him. And what is the meaning of Pharisees? Pharisees simply mean to scatter. Area scatter. Scatter. Okay, because this were a group. I think this terminology, Pharisees, came from Babylon. Okay, when you study, was it Ezra chapter 1 and chapter 2? Ezra chapter 1 and chapter 2, when they returned back from 70 years captivity from Babylon, when they returned from that punishment of 70 years in captivity in Babylon, when they returned back, a lot of people, we also see that in the book of Adasa, whom you call Esther, chapter 8, that where Abiwa undo what Haman, the Hagagite, did, wanted to commit this wicked genocide in slaying the people of the book. So Abiyawa reversed the case and sent it back to the sender. Okay, so when they don't see that the power of heaven has visited our people in the land of Babylon, so they were so much afraid of the people of the book, okay, in their doings, because they saw power, even though they saw the movement, the power that were so prevalent among these people. The Babylonians have no idea. So for that reason, they now say we want to be a part of this movement. So they're not converted. As they converted, while we were returning back to our own land after the 70 years punishment, so this convert with their seeds and their seeds family they not came. They came to the land of Israel. That is, they follow our forefathers, because now they are seeing this. They were seeing themselves as the people of the book because they were converted. So when they now get to, I think, Ezra chapter 2 or so, so this convert, when they were not taking census or doing reckoning to know the people that returned back from Babylon into the Holy Land, they couldn't sort their father's house. Do you know why they couldn't sort their father's house? Because they weren't the people of the book. They were converts. So there's no way you can fix anybody into a platform they never belong in the first place. So therefore, they now put them away. According to that passage, it said they were put away. So they were, they were banished from the priestly office because you are not allowed to enter there. You are not allowed. All these holiest places, all these offices, you are not allowed to occupy such an office. You are yes, very fine, but you are not allowed to at all occupy any of this office because it's a holy, set apart office. So these were the group that formed the Pharisees. They were put away. So they were sent out from that offices. Don't come nigh there. So this group of people now formed their own name and their own gathering, Pharisees, because they were scattered. Don't come nigh us. So Pharisees simply means scatter, put away people. So that's why they are scattering people now. So these very Pharisees now became a title and office. But somehow they still found their way into holy places. Because when they now gain strong ground, of course, they still lay hold on those holy offices. Only the priestly office, they were not at all unto eternity able to occupy. You see the tough time they give unto Yahushua. That is the days of Pharisees. That they now, these same Pharisees have their own Bible called Babylonian Talmud. And this same Pharisees also has another book called Kabbalistic. Or is this ones in the Holy Land? I think this one's in the Holy Land, yeah. The fake UN, Israel, okay, brought by the hand of UN, okay, yeah, those one came with Kabbalistic. But these Pharisees came with their own Babylonian Talmud. So they will say you can't, that is what they also call oral teaching or so, oral teaching, I don't know what was that. They are the one to break what this particular passage means. So they are the one to break it for you. So that they're not occupied. You also see there in Matthew 23, they occupied that office. They carry Bible, and they carry Bible, so they will be using Babylonian Talmud to unlock what that passage is talking about. So they have their laws. That was why Yahushua indeed was really having a strong time with them. So Apostle Paul was one of them. One of them. So let me just call out the scriptures. Acts of Apostle chapter 8, read it. Chapter 9 was his conversion. Acts of Apostle chapter 26, verses 6 through 19. Acts of Apostle 23, verses 6. Yes, 26 again, verse. What am I saying? 26 again, verses 5. That could be error. Acts of Apostle. Anyways, so this was about Philippians 3, verses 5. Galatians chapter 1, verses 11 and 12. Okay, so that was it. So it was the first. Okay, let's just read that Philippians or Galatians, whatever. Let me see which one is shorter. Okay, let's do Philippians 3, 5. So he himself was a Pharisee. You see what he did? Exactly what they were doing in that Judaism coven. Okay, I have already changed it. Okay. All right, now Philippians. Just love my Abba. I truly do love my Abba. I love my Abba. I so much do. I love my Abba. All right, now listen. Philippians 3:5. Circumcised that 8 days. Circumcised the 8 days. So he was just talking about who he was. He was introducing himself. Circumcised the 8 days of the stock of Israel, of the tribe of Benjamin, and Hebrew of the Hebrews, as touching the law, a Pharisee. And again, want to check how, read chapter 9, Acts of Apostles chapter 9, that is his conversion. So that is to say, this very person knew Yahushua through vision. Okay, so he did not see Yahushua face to face. Yahushua appeared to him and tell him what he must do. So I let you know already who is Apostle Paul. Now let's go now to his ministry.
Final reminder.
So let's go now to his office. How Yahushua worked with him. So we want to see his works, his jobs, or whatever. What am I saying? His work with Yahushua. Okay, now 2 Corinthians chapter 12. Okay, no, I will be using NIV. I love the way NIV break it down. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 1. Paul's vision. And his turn, I must go on boasting, though there is nothing to be gained. I will go on to visions and revelations from the Adonai, which is Yahushua. Okay, when you see small capital, that is Yahushua. When you see capital Lord, that is Yahuwah. Now he said, I will go on boasting. That is to say, I'm saved, I'm a believer, I'm born again, I know him. This is how he met me on the way, on my way to Damascus, also trying to go there and destroy the scatter, go there and destroy the people that belongs to this very message he himself is preaching now. Okay, Yahushua now appeared. So he now became his testimony, of course, his conversion, his experience, okay, how he encountered Yahushua. He now became his testimony. But he said, that is not just enough for me. That is it good enough? So what is his other level? I will go on to visions and revelations from Yahushua. You see this vision that I saw in Acts of Apostles chapter 9? No, I can't just hang there because it's not going to benefit me anything. That is to say, I'm not bearing fruit. He saved me to save others. Therefore, I will go to him to be giving me visions and revelations. Indeed, Yahushua, the way Yahushua walked with this guy, it is so outstanding. So outstanding that, and his apron healed the sick people. Just his apron. You know, determination pays, I must say. Determination pays a lot. All right, now. So we see already said, I will go to visions and revelations. So let's do this one now. 2 Peter chapter 3, verses 15 through 16. 17. No, I will be using NIV. I love the way NIV.
Let's pray Psalm 91 together.
Now. All right, now 2 Peter. I just love my Bible. I truly do love my Bible. I love my Bible, I so much do. I love my Bible. I love him, yes I do. I truly love Yahuwah. I love Yahuwah. I love my Bible, I so much do. I love my Abba. I love my Yahuwah. I truly do love my Yahuwah. I so much love my Yahuwah. I love him. I'm not joking. 2 Peter chapter 3, verses 15. Bear in mind that our Adonai's patience makes salvation. Just as our dear brother Paul also wrote you with the wisdom that Yahuwah gave him. His episode, honestly, is indeed different. If you really sit down, take your time, okay, dig into all the letters of Paul, you're going to see that is another level entirely. The visions, like John, Matthew, Mark, Luke, all of them see Yahushua. Those are eyewitness. They saw Yahushua face to face. In fact, these people that even saw Yahushua face to face, really having this kind of vision that was just overflowing, pumping, flooding the very life of this man called Paul or Shehu. Shehu simply means desire also. Okay, so Abba gave him a special teaching. You know why we are talking? Prior to Romans chapter 7. Okay, bear in mind. That brings about all this much talking. That was why brief history. I took you through who was Apostle Paul, or who is Apostle Paul. Okay, we read his biography briefly, Romans 11:1. Okay, and what was his office? Briefly, also take us through that. Now, what was his relationship with Yahushua? And also take us through that briefly. Even though I don't read it, you will see it in Acts of Apostles chapter 8 and 9. 9, to be precise, was his conversion. So afterwards, now I'm taking you through the fruit he bare. No, that was his conversion. Now, what is his relationship? What was the divine mystery Yahushua wrought through this very person? Abba gave him a special teaching for you and me. What is Saul? None of the apostles that saw Yahushua face to face have this vision. Let's go back there. 2 Peter chapter 3, verses 15. Bear in mind that our Adonai's patience makes salvation. Just as our dear brother Paul, Peter is the one talking here, okay? Paul also wrote you with the wisdom. Abba gave him a special wisdom that Yahuwah gave him. 16. He wrote the same way in all his letters, speaking in them of those matters. His letters contain some things that are hard to understand, which ignorant and unstable people are distraught, as they do the other scriptures, to their own destruction. That is why it is very, very dangerous for you to dive into what you don't know. You see, when I don't know about all this mystery, I just take it like John 3:16. I go my way. I don't stretch it too much. I don't drag it at all because I don't know what it is. You see, the one we just unlocked, okay, about the 7 brothers that keep dying and none of them fulfilled. None of them live a fulfilled life. Who was under the law that does not attach unto them? They deviated from their own calling and just, navigate their way into another man's calling, engaging one woman in suffering for 7 whole times. That this woman keep putting on a widow clothes for 7 whole times. So that is the danger in it. When you are trying to do whom you are not, just do you. Whatever Abba give unto you, run with it. Don't try to be whom you are not. To their own destruction. Because you are spoiling it. You are lying. You are blaspheming the law. Now let's take that again. 16. He wrote the same way in all his letters. Speaking that, Christians, they misunderstood this very guy, Apostle Paul. Christians, they are dragging Paul. See the Pharisees. They are dragging Paul. Christians, they are dragging Paul. Paul said they are no more under law, they are under grace. And Paul said the law is a curse. We are not under that curse. Jesus has delivered them from the law curse. We don't need the law. That is why they are not, because of Apostle Paul's teachings, Christians not keeping the law, but they are keeping laws. Can I say that again? Because of Apostle Paul's teachings, Christians are not keeping the law, but they are keeping a law. Can I say that again? A law. Whose law is Christian keeping? A Babylonian's law. Christians have a one day. They have a day of mandatory day to worship Jesus. Sunday. Christians have all these feasts. And Christians celebrate feasts. Are they not celebrating feast? Just this week on Monday, and last week, because they said the first one was for Catholicism, on Monday was for the Pentecost, the day they said Jesus ascended into his heaven. So they watch for all these things, but they don't just want to do that of the Bible. And why are they doing that? Because of Paul. They misunderstood this very God. All his teachings, contain things that is hard. That is hard. That there are some teachings of, let me tell you, the time I did not understand what Apostle Paul was saying, I don't go to his letter. I must be honest. I don't go to his letter. I say, why is he saying the law is a cause? I beg, I'm not getting this. I'm not. You are not on that law. You are on that grace. I say, is he not encouraging law to be breaking the law? I don't go to any of this part. That is why it takes me a lot of time, to really dig into who is this person? Why is he talking like this? Before I now understand. Oh, I'm sorry, this is what he meant. He said it contains things that is hard to be understand, which ignorant and unstable. You are not stable. People distort as they do the other scriptures to their own destruction. Therefore, dear friends, since you already know this, be on your guard, so that you may not be carried away by the error of lawless men. Christian lawless men, and fall from your sincere position. Be careful. Just be careful so that you don't be a part of this to their own destruction. Because when you begin to break or say what Paul did not say, at the end of the day, Paul is not a judge, and Paul is not the lawyer. He is not a lawyer. He is not a judge. He has already done his own. You cannot say that, Paul, you said I shouldn't keep the law. No. Paul will say, no. My message is hard. It takes determination, fasting, and prayer to unlock some area of this very guide teachings. And he said that God gave him this gift. It is a special gift unto him. He said, because to be bragging out there, I'm born again. I saw Yahushua on my way to Damascus to go and also take believers that believe in him prisoner and behead the one I want to behead. He said, no, that I won't gain nothing. What was his gain? To bring as much as he can into the kingdom people. You see his radicalism. You saw the radicalism of that guy. That to that extent he renounced marriage. He said, no, I don't want, because I don't want nothing to distract me. I just want to, run race with this truth, because it's so treasure. It's so, it's so benefit. He's so glory that he couldn't explain. There was one particular, I think it's also this other apostle, I forgot it. the very passage whereby when he was coming to Jerusalem, is it 21? It could be 20 or 21. The daughters of Agapos also, the prophetess, and their father prophesied and said, don't go. When you go to Jerusalem, you will be burned. He said, no, you people, you are breaking my heart for you to say I should not go to Jerusalem. So you want me to run away. I am not only going to suffer for this name, Yahushua. I'm going to die for this very name. He said, don't dissuade me not to go. Only suffering. That one is just it's a start. Me, that signed my suicide already. I'm ready to die for this name. I'm going to Jerusalem. He still went. Did you see Jesus Christ pastors? Can they go to Saudi Arabia? Can they really go to all this Islamic world? All these places where there is chaos and confusion? Can they try that nonsense? Not nonsense, I'm sorry to say. Can they try that danger I wanted to say? They will just go to a peaceful place where salvation is accepted. Religion, freedom of religion or speech is accepted. That is where Jesus Christ pastor is running to. But Apostle Paul and every other apostle never did that. They goes to the very tough place. Assuming Yahushua apostles is here, you say that's Saudi Arabia. Notice time between them and Saudi Arabia. They will go there. Because these are men that carry death along. That is what Paul said. They carry death along themselves. So they were not really, because Yahushua said, if you try to save your life, you will lose it. But if you lose it for my sake, you are getting it back. But Jesus Christ pastors, they are saving their own life. They will run to America. They will run to UK. They will run to all this peaceful land. Goes to where salvation is not allowed. Where Bible is not allowed. Go there and preach. Go and test the power of your Jesus. They won't. Anyways, I'm not here for that. Let's go. We are going very far. So now, we see the special message YAHUAH has given unto this very God. So, we will be working with that. 2 Corinthians chapter 3 verses 6. Who also hath made us able ministers of the New Testament, not of the letter, but of the Spirit. For the letter killeth, but the Spirit giveth life. Are you ready to look into what Romans chapter 6 and chapter 7, that looks like a contradiction? To be precise, chapter 7. Are you ready to hear the Spirit in it? If you are ready, follow me. Just follow me. Because you can only fix what you are knowledgeable about. What you are aware of, that is a thing you can work with. But a thing you are naive unto, therefore you can't work with it, because you don't just know. You don't know. That is what he said. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because you don't know. You lack. So, Romans, let me see if I will be able to read it. I wanted to read chapter 6 and chapter 7 first of all. So, give a listening ear. Get out. Get out. Don't fire you, Jesus. Oh, this is how we worship. Pick Jesus Christ. This is how we worship him. Pick Jesus Christ. This is how we truly worship. Pick Jesus Christ. This is how we worship him. Who never meant to be worshipped. Whom worship never do. This is how we worship. Pick Jesus Christ. Pick Jesus Christ. Pick Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Pick Jesus Christ. So let's go. Alright, I want to read first of all. I think I'll be using NIV. Because okay, let's do NIV because, King James already is going to be saying, yeah. All right, let's just take it like this. NIV, Romans chapter 6. Or should I go to King? I think I will be using that one because there are some words. All right. I will do NIV here. Go away. Chapter 6, then chapter 7. We'll be using King James. Let's break it like that. Okay, death to sin. Listen now, very attentively. This is where it is. Death to sin, alive in Yahushua. What shall we say there? Shall we go on sinning so that grace may increase? By no means, we died to sin. How can we live in it any longer? Or that you know, or don't you know that all of us who were baptized into Yahushua HaMashiach was baptized into his death? We were therefore buried with him through baptism into death, in order that, just as Mashiach was raised from the dead through the glory of the Father, we too may live a new life. If we have been united with him like this in his death, will we certainly also be united with him in his resurrection. For we know that our old self was crucified with him, so that the body of sin might be done away with. Listen attentively, okay? There is a body of sin that must be done away with, that we should no longer be slaves to sin. Do you know what slaves do to the master, or what masters do to his slave? Have you ever seen this slave master, how they talk to their slaves? No, 7. Because anyone who has died has been freed from sin. So for you to be free from sin, you got to die. You got to die. You need to die. That is only one thing that will take you away from sin. 8. Now, if we died with Yahushua or Mashiach, we believe that we will also live with him. For we know that since Yahushua was raised from the dead, he cannot die again. Death no longer has mastery over him. Mastery over him. 10. The death he died to sin once for all. But the life he lives to Yahuwah. In the same way, count yourselves dead to sin, but alive to Yahuwah in Yahushua Mashiach. Therefore, do not let sin reign in your mortal body, so that you obey its evil desires. Please listen attentively. Do not offer the parts of your body to sin as instruments of wickedness, but rather offer yourselves to Yahuwah as those who have been brought from death to life, and offer the parts of your body to him as instruments of righteousness. 14. For sin shall not be your master, because you are not under law, but under grace. This is where Christians fall apart. What law are you not under? 15. Slaves to righteousness. What then shall we say, because we are not under law, but under grace? By no means. Don't you know that when you offer yourselves to someone to obey him as slaves, you are slaves to the one whom you obey, whether you are slaves to sin, which leads to death, or to obedience, which leads to righteousness. But thanks be to Yahuwah that though you used to be slaves to sin, you wholeheartedly obeyed the form of teaching to which you were entrusted. You have been set free from sin and have become slaves to righteousness. I put this in human terms because you are weak in your nature selves, just as you used to offer the part of your body in slavery to impurity and do ever increasing of wickedness and to ever increasing of wickedness. So now offer them in slavery to righteousness, leading to holiness. Where you were slaves to sin, you were free from the control of righteousness. What benefit did you reap at that time from the things you are not ashamed of? Indeed, when I look at some area of my past, I felt the shame. I felt it anew because I shouldn't have been doing a thing like that. Why? A handmaid of Abba Yahuwah, the very temple of Abba Yahuwah, the very wife of King Yahushua HaMashiach. Why should I go and prostitute myself? But the voice put me through all those stress. I forgot to mention this area in the very one I just did, midst of the week. The voice, pushed me so hard that I have to travel to Italy for prostitution. All right? The pains of the voice, So when I look at those 30 years of mine, the shame, no. Those things result in death. That was correct. 22. But now that you have been set free from sin and have become slaves to Yahuwah, the benefit you reap leads to holiness, and the result is eternal life. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of Yahuwah is eternal in Yahushua HaMashiach, our Adonai. So you see somebody that condones sin over here. Did you see any lamentation, any exhaustion from, from sin? Are you not seeing somebody that is so bold as a hungry lion, facing his enemy face to face and say, come, let's fight. Let's fight. I know I will defeat you through the blood of the Lamb. Come. I will beat you so mercilessly. So now let's go to 7. Listen very attentively because I'm going to be picking some words here. I don't think I've done a thing like this, reading a whole chapter 6 now, and I'm also going to read the whole chapter 7. I'm doing this for your sake so that you will get the accuracy, so you will get the deeper understanding of what this particular place is saying. Now, Romans chapter 7 verses 1, an illustration from marriage. Okay, do you not know, brothers, for I am speaking to men who know the law, that the law has authority over a man only as long as he lives. I wanted to use NIV, King James. No, let me do King James. Because there are some words he used over here. Now let's go. Romans 7. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law hath dominion over a man as long as he liveth. For the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband, so long as he liveth. But if the husband being dead, she is loosed from the law of her husband. So then, if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. An adulteress is because, okay, but if her husband being dead, she is free from that law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man. Wherefore, my brethren, ye also are become dead to law by the body of Mashiach, that ye should be married to another. Here has to do with marriage. That one man has to go. Until that one go, the second one cannot implement any law. As far as the other one is still living, Therefore, you are bound to that very one. This is where Christians get it wrong. That they now begin to celebrate graduation without no attendee of class. They don't even have textbook. These people don't even have textbook. They don't have textbook. Neither to read the textbook, neither to set a test, neither for them to sit in the hall and write exam. If you don't have any of these protocols of result, how come you are celebrating graduation? Graduate from what exactly? What are you graduating? What did you graduate from? You that did not even sit in the class, you don't even have a textbook. You didn't even read your book. You don't read. Neither did you were you tested. Neither was exam set for you. All of a sudden, we'll not begin to see live band on the street. Christians dancing and said they are graduated already. From what exactly? Let's go. Wherefore, my brother, ye also, verses 4, are become dead to the law by the body of Mashiach, that ye should be married to another, even to him who is raised from the dead, that we should bring forth fruit unto Yahuwah. Okay, now, for when we were in the flesh, mentions of sins which were by the law did work in our members to bring forth fruit unto death. You know, when a husband and a wife got married, so the next level, it is to start bearing fruit. But now we are delivered from the law, that being dead, wherein we were hid, that we should serve in newness of spirit, not in the ordinances of the letter. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? Yahuwah forbid. Nay, I had not no sin, but by the law, for I had not no lust, except the law had said that thou shalt not covet. But sin, taking occasion by the commandment, wrought in me all manner of conspiracies. Oh my Abba. For without the law, sin was dead. For I was alive without the law once, but when the commandment came, sin revived and I died. Are you seeing something over here? Are you seeing what I'm saying? And the commandment which was ordained to life, I found to be unto death. I found to be unto death. What? For sin, taking occasion by the commandment, deceived me, and by it slew me. What is going on here? Sin deceived Paul and also killed him. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just, and good. Was then that which is good made that unto me? Yahuwah forbid. But sin, that it might appear sin, working death in me by that which is good. He says sin now. So what was the ground? What was his power? The law. So sin working against me through the law. How is sin now dealing with him through the law? I can't so boy you beko. I can't so boy you be. I can't so boy you be oko. I can't so boy you be na. Wagi magbo where you walk mari Jesu wala. Mami na ribegi mi no giru we oko. I can't so boy you beko. Wagi magbo where you walk mari Jesu wala. Na me na ribegi mi no giru we oko. I can't so boy you be. It's like I forgot to say this. This message, once again, it is simply jot it down. I will revisit it. For we know, 14, for we know. Okay, have I read this? Might appear, yes. Okay, let's take that. Okay, what verses 13 now? Was then that which is good made death unto me? Yahuwah forbid, but sin, that it might appear sin, working death in me by that which is good, that sin by the commandment might become exceeding sinful. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. So the spirituality, that's what we want to do, because it said the law is spiritual. But for me, that carry this Bible, that carry this book, I am a carnal person. I am a fleshy person. Carnality. 15. For that listen, see his lamentation. For that which I do, I allow not. For what I want, that do I not. But what I hate, that I do. If then I do that which I would not, and consent unto the law that it is good, now then it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. So this very Paul talking here, was he the same Paul talking in Romans chapter 6 where we just read? 18. For I know that in me there is in my flesh dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I found not. I wanted to, but something is stopping me not to do it. 19. For the good that I want I do not, but the evil which I would not, that I do. Now if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it, but sin. Always notice here, but sin that dwelleth in me. This is unique. He renounced marriage for this very race. 21. I found then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me. For I delight in the law of Yahuwah. I really love this law of Yahuwah. After the inward man is my spirit. But I see another law in my members, waging war against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity, bondage to the law of sin, which is in my members. He said there is a law of sin in my flesh. He said, I know the law of Yahuwah is spiritual, but me myself, I am a carnal person, fleshly worldly person, fleshly person, carnality in me. In me, there's nothing good. Because I wanted to do something very good, but another thing is fighting me. Listen, let's take 23 again. But I see another law in my members, waging war. Okay, another members warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. Oh, wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? Who's going to set me free? He was so exhausted. Apostle Paul is seeing vision. What Apostle Paul is narrating over here has nothing absolutely to do with physical. It took place. It is what is going on spiritually in our body. It is what is happening right now, even now, until the end of days. That is what he was saying. Because Hubby gave him a special grace to see into the spirit world. What he was saying, what? Me doing all this? How was it? How did it happen? Oh, wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? Remember, he keep referring sin and death, okay, and flesh. He said, I thank Yahuwah through Yahushua our Adonai. So then, with the mind, I myself serve the law of Yahuwah, but with the flesh, the law of sin. He said he's serving two masters here. Is this a contradiction? So I also get to know that the author of Hebrews in the earlier days of the apostles is Apostle Paul. Only on these days, the people begin to say otherwise because of the vocabularies he used over there, that it didn't sound like Paul. But he wrote a letter to the Hebrews of the Hebrews. He gave a title and said, this book is for the Hebrews. So confidently, Paul wrote the book of Hebrews. I am of the opinion of Paul wrote the book of Hebrews. So you heard already. Now, let's begin to talk. So, how did you see it? See chapter 6. He waged war against sin. He fought against sin. He exposed sin. He disgraced sin. But in serving, in my mind, I serve Yahuwah, but in my flesh, I'm serving sin. Is this not a contradiction? So what was in the flesh that he now began to serve sin? We have read this already. Yes. What was 14? Okay, for the Romans 7:14 said, the law is spiritual, but me, I'm carnal. Okay. Now Romans 8. He kept lamenting. It got to 8. He said, there is therefore now no condemnation, because condemnation is in the flesh for them who are in Yahushua HaMashiach. Okay, I want to read some place. Okay, let's still do. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Mashiach, Yahushua HaMashiach, who walked not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For the law of their Spirit is life in Yahushua HaMashiach, had made me free from the law of sin and death. For what the law could not do in that which was weak through the flesh, Yahuwah sent his Son. Okay, I just want to read. There is area 6 now. For to be carnally minded is death. And remember what he said, Romans 7:40, that he himself is a carnal person. And he said for to be carnally minded is death. Okay, but it's all was in flesh, okay? But to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is empty and enmity against Yahuwah, for it is not subject to the law of Yahuwah. Neither indeed can be. He said now, when you are carnal spirit, your spirit is full of carnality, death. But he himself said he's carnal in the flesh. So let's come back here. What was he saying? I want to take it step by step. I don't want to unlock for now. Galatians chapter 4. Let's see the law. He that is in the flesh. He was my Abba.
My dad did.
We want to see the law, because it keeps saying we want to call these things out. Or maybe I will quote it because we are going far, and I don't want to do too. I will talk much today because I've read a whole full 2 chapters. I've never done that. Galatians, so exactly what was going on, I want to point to you the law, the sin he was referring to, that was found in his flesh. Now listen, Galatians chapter 5, verses 16. This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusteth against the Spirit. Remember I said, there is a waging war in his members. There is a spirit that is called sin that is fighting him not to do the right thing. For the flesh lusteth against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. But if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under law. When Christians also come here, I am not under law, and be led by the Spirit. Which law you are not under? 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are this: adultery. But this guy never committed. It was a eunuch. Adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, violence, emulations, wrath, strife, seductions, heresies, havings, murderers, drunkenness, revelings, and such like of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh. Contradiction? Is this a contradiction? So how are we going to rectify this very issue? Hebrews chapter 10, I won't be reading this so that I will be able to talk now. Time is running out. 26, it should have been good. I also read it. Oh my Abba. Ready, I don't tire. But to really bring out the spirituality in this, it is good to read. Hey, my Abba. 26 now. Hebrews chapter 10, verses 26. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge. I think I'll be using NIV. I think so. NIV break it mother. Oh my Abba. Hebrews chapter 10. All right, now verses 26. If we deliberately keep on sinning after we have received the knowledge of the truth, no sacrifice for sins is left, but only a fearful expectation of judgment, of raging fire that will consume the enemies of Yahuwah. Anyone who rejected the law of Moses died without mercy on the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. How much more severely do you think a man deserves to be punished who has trampled the Son of Yahuwah, the Son of Yahuwah underfoot, who has treated as unholy thing the blood of the covenant that sanctified him, and who has insulted the Spirit of grace? Because if you say all these things are still found in your members, which means you are insulting the Spirit of grace. However, for we know him who said, it is mine to avenge, I will repay. And again, Yahuwah will judge his people. It is a dreadful thing to fall into the hands of the living Yahuwah. People. So what is going on here? Okay. What is going on here? Like I said, I am of the opinion of Paul wrote Hebrews. Okay. So what is going on here? So how are you going to rectify this as a believer? You read this, it's against a sin. You read Galatians, it's also against a sin. It's waging war. And it's also letting you know if you practice any of these things, you are not coming into heaven. But when you also read 7, Romans 7, another thing entirely. What is going on? You also read Hebrew, another thing. So that chapter 7 is describing another thing entirely. What your natural eye cannot see. He said, the law is a spirit. And he said, I will go on, 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 1, I will go on in visions and revelations. And Paul also said, Peter said, there are some things in the letters of Apostle Shehu that is so hard to be understood. And he said the unlearned people, unstable people, ignorant people, just grab it to their own destruction. They now begin to teach it, wrongly dividing it, incorrectly dividing it to others. It said, but to their own destruction. So let's settle this dilemma once and for all. Thank you, my Abba. I love you so much. Now, what is sin? Remember, he was lamenting in chapter 7. He lamented unbelievably. Like kind of person that is worn out, fading away, suffocating about this sin. Like kind of somebody swimming in sin. But really, if you look into Romans 7, Apostle Paul is a spiritual person, and again, is a matured believer, and again, he's talking about the reality of life. Unbeliever can't be lamenting. No, rather they will be swimming in it. They don't know the difference. For him to be lamenting in this manner, so exhausted, that makes him that is somebody that is matured. I don't want this. I don't want this. But to me, not physical. But if Abby, you open your eye to see what is going on with you, spiritual, you will be able to utilize this area. If not, you're going to be gallivanting, talking trash, destroy the law, and left and right. So what is sin? Let's go. 1 John chapter 3, verses 4. Everyone who sin breaks the law. In fact, sin is lawlessness. Okay, no, I don't want this one. So, but first of all, you see the criteria, or what sin actually means. I want to do this reading from King James. So 1 John chapter 3, verses 4. Whosoever committed a sin transgress also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. That is, you are breaking the law of Abba Yahuwah, glory in it. It says sin. This is the only definition of sin, breaking the law. So are we not seeing Apostle Paul keep breaking the law? Is a lawbreaker? How are we going to rectify this? All right. I read that already. Genesis 25 verses 21 through 26. Okay, it's not too much. I want to tell you the two wars. There is a war. This has to do with spiritual war and physical war. There is a war, and the law make it so clear, or rather, the law, of course, is also okay like that. The spiritual rules the natural. Spiritual have upper hand over the natural. The natural is the thing you can see with your natural eye, but to see spiritual, you need your pineal gland, your third eye, your pineal, your visionary eye. You can't use this natural one to see it, no. And your pineal gland, it is the eyes is just one eye. It is the eye you will use. It is your CCTV camera that you will use to see any hiding devils in you. Any hiding devil. Devil can't hide. It will be exposed through your. That is why spiritually, many people Jesus will be giving them stupidity, nonsense. They are not seeing the real thing. A thing they should have been seen. Okay, no, let's go to Genesis. A thing they should have been seen, they are not seeing it. They will be seeing nonsense. You see all their vision. Prophesy rubbish. Afterwards, nothing. Faith prophecies. Yeah, because it's what they are seeing, spiritual. They want to rapture, isn't it? They are still on it, okay, rapture talk. They are seeing vision, isn't it? Jesus is minister, isn't it? But they are still here with us. Because they are seeing false vision. It's what Jesus wanted to be seen. Now, Matthew chapter 25, verse 621, let's take that. And Isaac entreated Yahuwah. All right, let's just go to 22. And the children strong goat. Okay, okay, 21. And Isaac entreat. Oh my Abba, I'm sorry, my nose now. You know when I'm fasting, I hate drinking my spit, my saliva. I don't like it. I'm sorry about that. Genesis 25 verses 21. And Isaac entreated Yahuwah for his wife, because Rebekah was barren, and Yahuwah was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. 22. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahuwah. And Yahuwah said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Okay, now, all right now. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red, bestiality, beast system, dragonic system. It came out red. That is red dragon, a red beast. All over. Okay, it came out red. All over like a hairy garment. This one is animal, beast. And they call this name Esau. Okay, a beast system. Okay, dragonic system in one womb, in one body. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 3 score. Okay, now you see war. You see war. So today in our world, Isaac and Jacob is in every single person. Okay, so Isaac will wage war. Isaac and Jacob in our world. So Paul in Romans chapter 7, he makes it so clear that there is Esau's table here, and Jacob table is also here, which I am. There is Yahuwah's table here, and devil's table is also here. There are 2 doors here, 2 nationalities, 2 DNA. It's making so clear. Okay, so we see what is seen is already. Okay, we see the world waging war, because Esau definitely will wage war. We hold your feet not to walk in righteousness. No, he will make sure you swim in the iniquity, because he's a man of flesh, and again is a beast. It's an animal. It's just an animal. So I want to prepare. I'm preparing our hearts. John 40:30. Yahushua said, here come the prince of this world. He had nothing absolutely in me. 2 Corinthians chapter 2. Oh, rather 2 Corinthians chapter 12. I will just write chapter. I will just write verses. I won't write. Oh my Father, what is going on here? 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verses 1 through 10. But I will be reading some area. So we read this already. We want to start unveiling now. We are going a long way, but the points are not too much, and I don't want to do too. Okay, I will first of all, let's quickly read this one. John 14 verses 30. Hereafter I will not talk much with you, for the prince of this world cometh, and hath nothing in me. This is Yahushua talking. The prince of this world here, it is they. Paul is the hold Paul captive. they arrested Paul. Okay, they hold him captive. Yahushua said they don't have anything in me. So let's see what they have in Paul. 2 Corinthians chapter 12. Okay, let's see what they have in Paul. Because of the visions and revelations, because his pineal gland, third eye, visionary eye, was opened to see their secret. For that, let's see what they do to him. Okay, let's just go there. It is not expanded for me, depthless to glory. I will come to visions and revelations of the Adonai. I knew a man in Yahushua above 40 years ago, whether in the body or cannot tell, or whether out of the body, I can't tell. Yahuwah knoweth, such an one caught up to the third paradise. I have this book, but we are not reading it, what he saw. And I know such a man, whether in the body or out of the body, I cannot tell. Yahuwah knoweth how that he was caught up into paradise and heard unspeakable words, which is not lawful for a man to utter. Spiritual word is dirty. Sometimes when I see some shame would not even allow me to talk about it. Spirit word is so dirty, so messy. Said it's not lawful to talk about this very thing that I saw. And what he saw is part of his lamentation in Romans chapter 7. 5. Of such an one will I glory, yet of myself I will not glory, but in my infirmities. For though I won't desire to glory, I shall not be a fool, for I will say the truth, but now I forbear, lest any man should think of me above that which he seeth me to be. Don't carry me up, I beg. Leave me where I am, or that he heareth of me. And lest I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of their revelations, there was given to me a thorn in my flesh, the messenger of Satan, to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. Now, let's go. He said, because of this surpasses abundance of visions and revelations given unto me, a thorn was cast on my flesh by the very agent of Satan. So, which Mr. say, a thing of Satan was in Paul. Yahushua said, yet cometh the prince of this world. He had nothing in me. But in Paul, he was having something. Not just Paul alone. You and I, in us, he have something. That is why he has something. What could that be? 10. Therefore, I take flesh. Okay, no. 9. And he said, okay, no, 8. For this thing, I besought Yahuwah thrice, 3 whole times I pray, that he might depart from me. Take this Satan off me. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Yahushua may rest upon me. So this guy left with demon. He said he glory in his infirmities. In his infirmities. He prayed to Yahuwah, this very property of Satan, remove it from me. If Yahuwah remove it from you, you will be killed. That is death. So what is the property of the devil? That from there, he keep coming, he keep throwing sickness, he keep fighting. You keep seeing him in your vision. What is that? Flesh. This very flesh, it is his property. You can't do nothing absolutely about it. David said, in my mother's womb, I was conceived in sin. What is sin? I don't want to go ahead of myself. I don't just want to go ahead. Let's take it one after the other. Now, we want to do what is sin. First of all, we see one already breaking the royal law, okay? Did it end there? No. Sin number 1 is to break the royal law. But Apostle Paul also said, this very sin is a man of war. And this very sin hold me captive. And this very sin is manifesting every now and then. It's fighting and say, I go nowhere. This very sin is in my members. Let's go. We do one already. What is sin? Break the royal law. It didn't stop there. Let's go. Now, Genesis chapter 4, verses 6 and 7. And Yahuwah said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance falling? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his. It's a his, okay? Now, his, not a woman, it's a man. Shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. It's a man. It's a man. Sin. Now, it said this very man stand at the door. Which door? Oh, can just get out. Which door? So let's use the royal law to also answer the royal law. Revelation 3, verses 20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him, and I will sup with him, and he with me. Yahushua is the one speaking here. Okay, Messiah is the one speaking here. He said, I stand at the door knocking. Remember where we just read, sin also stand at the door of Cain knocking. And that said unto Cain, but you must rule over him. So what was the errand or the message or whatever he want to send now? He want to send Cain, go and murder. Go and murder. Go and kill innocent soul. That was the message you want to give unto him. And to you and me, and to you and I today, is still giving us that message. Study is in our flesh. Okay? So which innocent soul are we killing? We are killing the life, righteousness of Abba Yahuwah, presence of Abba Yahuwah in our daily lifestyle. I'm not done. So Yahushua said, Yahushua is knocking. So that door there is your heart. The door over there is your heart. Sin stand at your heart is knocking. He want to send you a message. And Paul said, the thing I wanted them to do, this very thing, I know it is to kill the life of Abba Yahuwah from me. And all of a sudden, not that I don't know how to do good, to do the very things that is, so pleasing unto Abba Yahuwah. But I don't find the energy to carry it out. But you see, this very negative energy is so strong. This very negative energy that stands over here is making me to be doing the thing I hate to do. What is going on? Because sin stand at the door. I'm knocking. Say, open for me. I want to use you. I want to use you. Not only God can use you. Me also, I want to use you. I want to use you. Now, let's go. John 1:29. This is how we truly worship Big Jesus Christ. This is how we truly worship the devil. Big Jesus Christ. Listen, John 1:29. The next day John saith, Yahushua coming unto him, and saith, Behold, the Lamb of Yahuwah, which taketh away the sin of the world. There is sin. So this world have a sin. And Yahushua come to take this sin away. He have come to take away the sin of the world. We see sin is light at the door. And the very one Apostle Shehu keep lamenting. So exhausted. So tiring. So tired. So frustrated. He said, wretched me. He said, anyways, in my mind, I'm serving Yahuwah. But in my flesh, I'm serving sin. But again, he said, can we continue sin? I said, grace will abide. And again, this is the very guy that renounced marriage and say, I want to serve him alone. So what is going on? What is actually going on over here? Okay, we see that already. Let's go. And this is how we truly worship that devil called Pig Jesus Christ. This is how we worship that that wicked spirit called Devil Jesus Christ. Listen. 2 Thessalonians 2, 3 and 4. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin is a man. That man of sin. See what he's doing. Be revealed. The son of perdition. His father's name is destruction, link of fire. That is his surname. Who opposed and exalt himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped. This is how we truly worship that bastard called Jesus Christ. This is how we ought to worship that devil called nonsense Jesus Christ. Listen. So, he said in this worship, so that, or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of Yahuwah, show himself that he is God. What temple? Paul says right there in the temple. What temple? Okay, now block. Okay, building. Okay, congregation. You, me, Paul, all of us, until you are that. Only that. No wonder Christian keep rephrasing this. Until death do us part. Only death will do us part. Until then, sorry, is the second husband. It's like I'm going ahead of myself. It is simply the man of the season. Yahushua died to reconcile us to Yahuwah. Yahushua did not take away the sin. Are you still sinning today? He said, deity, he can't do it like that. Yahuwah is a legal practitioner judge. And Yahushua is also legal practitioner lawyer. They stand by their words. And they are doing it legally. Spiritual word is legal. There's no illegal there. If Hubby says so, Ponsa or boom, settle it. So let's go. That man of sin, you still remember? That man, which is a man, okay? It's a man. Let's go back to Romans. At the end of today, you won't see Romans chapter 7 as a contradiction. No, this is what it is. Romans chapter 6, listen now, that man of sin, okay? You know, whenever if put a words in you, in fact, if he, somehow regulates and redirects your step to break the royal law, this is how you worship him. When he break the royal law, you just give him worship. He said he exalt himself above anything that is called God. Is a God. Anyways, we are going long way. Romans 6:23. For the wages of sin is death. Okay, now listen. He said, the wages of sin is death. Who is death? We see sin already is a man, is a deity. Yahushua has not yet taken him out. I pray time permit. We will see when Yahushua will be taking him out of the world. He's still here. He was cast out from heaven. Revelation 12:9 is right here. With you. With I. It's right here. Okay. Now, let's go. Now, it said the wages of sin is death. Okay, Genesis 2. All right. The wages.
Hello, Daddy.
What is this? Mother Corona, welcome here. On our average today, man. I'm going long way. Already 2 hours. Okay, Genesis. The wages of sin. So sin have wages, they have payments, reward. Genesis 2:17. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest, therefore thou shalt surely die. And we see Genesis 3, proceed over there. We see when this guy shows up. When he shows up, what did he came to do? He now came to seduce the woman, and the woman fell into his trap, and she now ate. So what happened? Spiritual death took place. That is where you and I ate. This very thing, Apostle Paul, we are conveying. The one many people see as contradiction today. Some even call him homosexual. What name has Christian not called that guy? They use him as a yardstick to keep swimming in sin. A person nobody can do. A person is ready to God. His heart, yeah, in my heart I know there is God. But my flesh, yeah, my flesh, he can do whatever. So people just see it. That is a joke. What about Romans 6? What about Hebrews 10:26 through 31? Now, when you keep sinning woefully sin, deliberately, intentionally, say no sacrifice is made for you. There's no the only thing you are just good for now to face judgment. No, they will just ignore all those things instead of you to dig into it and know what was there. So we see that Genesis 3. Okay, we'll see what was that. So let's go. The wages of sin is death. When you break the law, you're going to see somebody. We see already when the person shows up in Genesis 3, we see what took place over there. So let's go. 1 Corinthians chapter 15. First of all, verses 26. For the last enemy that shall be destroyed is called what? Death. Death is the one to be destroyed. It's an enemy. Now 54 is the last to go. Okay. So it stays right here. Now this, okay, no, 54. That same passage, verses 54. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mother shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. So it's still right here. This is the same Paul still talking, okay? Oh, death, where is thy sting? Oh, grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. He said there is power in the law. But thanks be to Yahuwah, which giveth us the victory through Yahushua HaMashiach. Now, we see already, sin is a deity, death is a deity, is enemy that must be destroyed, killed at the very end of it, but not now, not here, stay right here. Okay, it's still right here. So now, he said the law, his power, if you want to see his power, it will be reviewed in the law. He will be reviewed in the law. So what law? I can take it the both sides. The law in Galatians chapter, the law of flesh, the law of sin, that is where his power lies. And I can also take it to that the law of Yahuwah, he destroyed the law. Because his power also shows up in Genesis 3, and the law was not kept. Like today, the law still not kept. That is to say, he will be giving you his own version. Like, go and listen to this Romans chapter 7. See how Jesus is breaking it for Christian. Complete nonsense. Blasphemy. Only one of them or two also enter my heart. Okay? So those one was also trying to put it back to the law of the flesh. Are you not saying Apostle Paul were just doing all those law of the flesh? So that one also was not also going well with me. None of them. None of them. So it is in the both side. His law number one, he have his strength. Okay, his power is over there. Of course, he's spreading it widely today. And that was why he said it destroyed our own law. Have you not heard Christians say Jesus Christ destroyed the law? And that gave the Babylonian to be keeping? Because everybody is keeping law. Okay? Now, everybody is keeping law. I want to quickly read Jesus Christ cohort. The very book of Allah. This is what Allah said. This is their very authentic source, okay? Most trusted collection, Sahih Muslim 2687. I want to read what Allah said over here. Allah will say some nonsense over here. Okay, Muhammad, may his pool and his peace be upon him, okay? Said, I swear by him in whose hand is my soul. If you were a people who did not sin, who did not commit sin, Allah would have destroyed you and replaced you with a people who would sin and then seek Allah's forgiveness so he could forgive them. Have you not heard that Jesus Christ people or Christians said Jesus destroyed the law? And here is Allah. Allah said if you don't sin, that is to say, if you don't sin, he said he's going to destroy you. And he will, it's so by the life of Muhammad though. Muhammad told these people, if they refuse to sin, I will destroy them and will replace them with the people that is going to be committing this sin, and I will be forgiving them. Let's go. What a mess. Let's quote this one up. This is their most authentic collection. Sahih Bukhari, number 7507, and Sahih Muslim, number 2758. Let's see what Allah has to say over here. Okay, listen now. Where is it? Say, oh Allah, forgive me my sin. Allah said, okay, no, where is it? No, I have to take it from here. Okay, forgiveness, okay. How much also Allah forgive can be understood? Okay, someone, listen now, someone committed a sin and then said, oh Allah, forgive me my sin. Allah said, my servant committed a sin, but knew that he has a Lord who forgives sins and punishes sins. Then he committed this sin again and said, my Lord, forgive me my sin. Allah said, my servant commit a sin, but knew that he has a Lord who forgives sins and punishes sin. Then he committed this sin again and said, my Lord, forgive me my sin. Allah said, my servant commit a sin, but knew that he has a Lord who forgives sins and punishes sin. Do as you will, for I have forgiven you. Allah said, just go. You don't need to come and keep bothering me. Because he keep repeating one thing and one thing. And Allah said, no, 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 no. You are just disturbing my peace of mind. You don't need to be doing that. Just go and do as you will. Just go and ravage. Go and destroy everything. He said, go and do as you will. People, are you getting it? Go and do as you will. I have already deposited forgiveness in your bank. So what is sin? Breaking the royal law. Allah is sending people, go and destroy. That is why Muslims said the law is corrupt. They said Bible is a corrupt book. Unclean book. That is why if you go to Quran, almost every story in the Bible retold over there. And they said that is the holy version. This very one we carry so is corrupt. And also said the other side, Jesus said he destroyed the law. Now, Allah said, go and commit sin. Do as you will. That is to say, go and ravage the Bible. I have forgiven you. So, what are we connecting? We are connecting the dot together. What sin means. So we see what sin is already. And how people glory in it. How a deity said, go and do whatever you feel like doing. It doesn't really, at this junction, it doesn't really important. Just go and do whatever you feel like doing. So first of all, the area I want to look into now, I'm already done. Like I said, I will return back. This is kind of jotted down, but I quickly want to blow you off. I quickly want to share this great testimony with you that I have seen Yahushua, Yahuwah, Ruach HaKodesh, prior to this very confusing passage, Romans chapter 7. It is a spiritual. It is what we are still facing today, but it will become clearer as we keep going. So let's go back to Romans about husband. Now we want to do the husband now. Romans chapter 7 verses 1. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law hath dominion over a man as long as he liveth. For the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband, so that as he liveth. But if the husband be dead, she is loosed from the law of her husband. So then, if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called adulteresses. But if her husband be dead, she is free from that law, so that she is no adulteresses, though she be married to another man. So this is how Paul used to illustrate relationship about the law and the giver of the law. That the giver of the law, now I want to we start the mystery already, okay? Now over here, for you, okay, they did not say it said a man, not a woman, when a man died. So the authentic source over here, or the, what am I saying now? The figure here is a man. That is what I want to say. It has nothing absolutely to do with woman. Woman, stay aside. Here has to do with man. The masculine, okay? That carry the 23 chromosomes, or rather bones. Now, he said, it did not say woman, okay? So if woman die, what is the man going to be married to another woman? But it said husband needs to die. So man is the one to die here. Man, husband needs to die. But YAHUAH don't die. Okay, we see throughout the, like Isaiah chapter 2, YAHUAH is a husband. Isaiah 50, I think verses 1, YAHUAH said, I'm a husband. I think 54, so a lot of places that make it so clear. Jeremiah 3, YAHUAH said, I am a husband. And YAHUAH is so obsessed with marriage that he now begin to use husband and wife to describe heavy on the earth. That even the new earth, YAHUAH call it bride, wife. Okay, so now, spiritually speaking, YAHUAH is a husband. Okay, not literal, spiritually speaking. Because what Paul is saying over here is spiritually speaking. It wasn't after natural husband and wife. No, it was talking about the law. How the law connects man and woman. Wherefore, my brother, ye also are become dead to the law. Which law? By the body of Messiah. Which law are you dead to? Okay, now. Number one, the penalty of law. But you know you are not dead to sin, which means you are still sinning. And there is still consequences where you see. So which law? Now listen. Here, the first husband over there, because it said when this first husband died, therefore the woman is not obligated at all to a dead man law. But why the man liveth, and the woman left him, married to another man, therefore she commit adultery. Today is the case of adultery. Don't be surprised in the judgment throne. It is the judgment of adultery because Abayewa don't die. Remember the title? Let's call it out again. Our first husband, which I just read, don't die. Yahweh is our first husband. Genesis 3. He first of all married to us. Before we now see another table in Genesis 3 that is creating this chaos in our flesh, that is waging war against our heart, that became Esau, yes, another nationality, another thing entirely. He also see draconic system, bestiality, beast system, Babylonian system, wickedness, teaching us how to throw out of our hand the ring of our husband, and he put his own. Whenever you break the law, that is how you worship. He said he's sick for worship. He exalts himself over anything that is called worship. And he also elevated himself over anything that is called God. And he sat in the temple and he declared himself God. You are that temple. I am that temple he sat upon. We are going a long way. But I want to take it light today, because if not, I'll be preceded. In fact, this message deserves a live video, so that I will be able to tell you the way it is. But I quickly want to share this testimony here. Then I will return back another day. Our first husband, Yahuwah, our first husband, don't die. That is the title, okay? So now I want to do YAHUAH'S, so just briefly. So we read already. Revelation 22, verses 13. Okay, we'll be reading there. So the other one.
In Mexico.
So I will just be, for the sake of time, I won't be ready all.
Bestel Mexicaanse peso veilig in.
I won't be ready all. Just that one. In order for us to look into a lot of points I jotted down. I think it's up to 6, okay? Revelation 22, verses 13. I am Aleph and Tau, Alpha and Omega, okay, whatever. The beginning and the end, the first and the last. YAHUAH said, in the beginning, it is me. It did not say in the middle. Last is our first and last husband. The last is the first. Why the first is also the last is the same thing. But there is a spirit in between that is waging war, that is fighting against the wedding ring YAHUAH gave unto us. That say you must not wear it. That say no, I hate seeing that ring in your hand. That say no way you must wear my own. Unfortunately, Apostle Paul makes it so clear. In my spirit, I wear that of YAHUAH, but in my flesh, I also put on this of the other man. And that is an abomination. That is adultery case. You don't marry to 2 husbands. Polyandry, we see that in Allah's kingdom, not ours. But that is the situation people, each one of us are today. So I read that already, is the first and is the last. I just want to talk because I don't want to. Oh, where is it? Okay. Yes, I have already done that. Romans 7 years. Okay. Now, okay, I read this already. Is it Revelation 2? Verses 4 and 5. All right. Since it's Revelation, let's also quickly do that one. Revelation 2, 4 and 5. Okay. Revelation 2, 4 and 5. Listen now. Nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, because thou hast left thy first love. Remember, therefore, from whence thou art fallen, and repent and do the first works, or else I will come unto thee quickly, and will remove your candlestick out of its place. That is death, okay? Except thou repent, because it's the case of adultery. You left your husband, you run after another man that is fighting against flesh. Our flesh is his wedding ring, and we can't undo. We are so powerless. This message is huge. We can't indeed undo. Now Isaiah 46, 9 and 10. I bet you want to make it so clear. I declare the end from the beginning. He don't die. Revelation 14, where is it now? Okay, excuse me. Deuteronomy 32, verses 40. I bet you want liveth all eternity. He don't die. Revelation 4, 9. I bet you want live unto eternity. He died not. Revelation 14, verses 8, excuse me. He lives eternal. He don't die. So if Abayawa don't die, and he is our first husband, and again another law is working in our member, that is the case of adultery. 8 now. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city. She made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. All nations, they not saw some part. All nations. So the case, the entire world is witnessing to this spiritually, because what Paul was explaining over there, his frustration, how he was so confused. In my heart, I wanted to obey Yahuwah. I love the love of Abba Yahuwah. But in my members, another law is fighting me. Therefore, I'm not beginning to worship Yahuwah in my heart. But in my flesh, he said, I'm not the one doing it, is sin. Because this property, say, in my flesh, nothing good at all. Why? This is the body that cannot see Yahuwah, because it's so filthy. The signature of Satan is right here. He said, Satan cast himself on my flesh. And that became sickness. If you really read Romans chapter 7, with the mindset of determination, you're going to be smelling the frustration of that man. It is what he was seeing spiritual. And likewise, what I'm seeing spiritual, shame can't even let me talk about some. But I'm throwing out little about it. How prostitution, the ground is prostitution. It is an open field. And you are so powerless to say no. They are rapists. They are doing it to man and woman. We'll come into that. So this is the case of adultery. This is absolutely the case of adultery. Revelation 14, 8, I read that already. Okay. Where is it? Revelation 17, 2 and 3. He sat upon, he polluted the entire world. Revelation 18, he said he gets the entire world intoxicated with the wine of her fornication. Revelation 19:2, he repeated, he said he corrupted the entire nations, the entire world with her fornication. This is spiritual adultery. This is the spiritual adultery. The case because our husband can't die. Yahuwah can't die. He's the first husband. He said, I'm the first and I am also the last. But there is a man between Yahuwah and his bride that became a stumbling block waging war against our flesh. Our flesh is his wedding ring until Abba Yahuwah remove it. No way out. I don't want to do it too much on this one, because I will redo it again like I said. Because time is going to 3 hours now. And I still have a lot. So we are done this. Oh no. Is there still any other place here? Okay, yes, I quoted that the case of adultery. Okay. Because Yahuwah stand all eternity. We, his bride, are supposed to sit at his feet, worshiping him, loving him, flaunting his wedding ring in our hand. We left him. Look at what Paul said. In my heart, I worship Yahuwah. but in my flesh belongs to another man. Have you ever seen a thing like that? Have you ever? Can we go there? He said, I know the law is spiritual. But as for me, I'm carnal. He said, this law hold me captive. He said, oh, wretched man that I am. This guy was suffocating. What he was saying, spiritual, driving crazy. I said, sometimes when I see some, I will get offended at Abba Yahuwah. What are you saying? Are you still saying I'm not good enough? But there is a principle we need to follow. You live in the body of corruption. You are talking about righteousness. You carry death in you. You're talking about righteousness. Carry body, Satan attached himself with, and you're talking about wholeness. You holy? And this thing that we are talking about here, it is not that we are sinning, we take glory in sin, or we sin. Me, I don't. And I am not angel. But what I'm seeing spiritual, it looks like this is not your fault. It is not my fault. It is what that is being established for a certain period of a time. You can't do nothing. Absolutely. You will keep lamenting. This morning I also cry. I can't even say some. It's not lawful to talk about it. Then I'm not beginning to pray. Abba, you are blind my eyes. I don't want to see it anymore. This is not made for the eyes. It is horrible. Blind my eyes. I will be quoting Matthew 5:27-30. If your right eye is going to cause you to sin, block it out and then begin to use it to pray. Go to the like I think I've already played that video where this pastor said how they were knocking him and he was also knocking them, having sexual intercourse. Goes to comment section. Over 2,000 comments lamenting how somebody's having sexual intercourse with them, spiritual. They said they will pray. They will pray. As soon as they pray, return back to bed. It starts again. Spiritual world is dirty. Spiritual world is really dirty. When I see some kind words I will be using for Abba Yahuwah, spiritual world is indeed dirty. Should I be so? Our good is not good enough. And this very matter that is on board or on grant, it have nothing to do with you sin. It have nothing to do with Apostle Paul glory in sin. No. It is a thing ordained. Maybe that is the area we are proceeding it to now. Let's do another one. I'm so emotional, honestly. I don't want to cry. I hold myself. Now, let's see how he's doing it. The second husband. Let's go back there. He said, how did he marry to us? The second husband. Romans 7. We see already said as far as that husband stand. So it is Abba Yahuwah is the first husband. He did not die. But somehow we hook up with another husband. Not we, but this husband, cast himself on us. He mingled himself with us. He threw himself at us. He said we must be one. It is fight. This is struggle. And this is the war. And this is the battle. And this is the fight. And this is the two tables. And this is the two genealogies. And this is the dragging. Let's see how he did it. No, we know Romans 7 already. No need to read that one for the sake of time. I really want to read the, okay, Genesis, okay, Proverbs, okay, Revelation 12. I want to show you how he is doing it. Oh, my Abba. I don't care for this, there are no sense of it. Time is going. I rebuke you in Yahweh's mighty name. Allah, get out of here. Revelation 12, verses 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, that man of sin. Is a thing that has an origin. Genesis 3. That old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. They are right here. They are the husband of the house. They are the owner of this earth. And they have authority over us because of our flesh. We'll be sold into their hand. Let's see how. He said, how is it deceiving the whole world? How is he forcing himself into every single person that liveth on earth? Paul did not manage himself, and he was unique, but he didn't manage himself. And unique is a virgin who did not defile himself with woman, but yet see the same Paul were lamenting. I see another law walking in my flesh, and this law walking in my flesh took me. He held me captive. Do you know what that is? Do you know what sin? He says slave. Do you know what slave actually means? Have you seen a slave master and his slave, how the functioning system? He said, until you die, you are a slave. That is how Paul put it. The only remedy. I don't want to go. I'm ahead of myself. Let's first of all see how he put himself in us. We see that in Genesis 3. I wanted to read the first book of Adam. Genesis 3. Okay. Let me search for this. All right. The first book of Adam and Eve. So let me call her like that for a better understanding. Chapter 57, verses 1. The one who says, he deceiveth the entire world. If you begin to minus yourself and say, minus me, you are not worthy of salvation. Because these very parts Paul was talking about, it has nothing to do with our physical sin. It has nothing to do with our error. It has nothing absolutely to do with our sinful lifestyle. We are not, it's not sinful. This is none of us. That was what Apostle Paul said. This ain't me. I'm not the one doing it. I am not the one. But the sin in me. So I'm not the one. I didn't responsible for this one. This one is not my own fault. It is the sin in me that is doing it. This one will become clear. So let me not overtalk. So the first book of Adam and Eve, chapter 57, verses 1. When Adam came out and saw his outrageous figure, he was afraid of him. And said unto him, who art thou? Then Satan answered and said unto him, it is I who hide myself within the serpent, and who talked to Eve and begat her, deceived her. This is how he's doing it. He's still deceiving you today. Deceived her until she hearkened to my command. I am he who sent her through the wise of my speech to deceive thee, until thou and she ate of the fruit of the tree, and ye came away from under the command of your God. Exactly what he's still doing today. But the one Apostle Paul was talking about, it is spiritual entirely. It is what is going on in the spirit world. Nobody will see what is going on spiritually that you will still come and say, what? That you will not lament. He even prayed to Abiwa, take it off. If you are praying that prayer, that is, you are saying Abiwa should kill you, because it's only death will do you part. Romans 6:7. He said, when you are die, you are free from slavery. You are no more a slave to sin. That is the only remedy. And if you don't die, the glorified body cannot come. No way. And that is the new husband. And that is where YAHUAH will not step in. Because he can't touch this very filthy body. The body Satan sat upon. And make himself God. So do you see sin? You still break any law at all? You break one. Whether you break it or you don't break it. This one. He said he hold us captive. 3. But when Adam heard these words from him, he said unto him, canst thou make me a garden as YAHUAH made for me? Or canst thou clothe me in the same bright nature in which YAHUAH had clothed me? Where is the divine nature thou didst promise to give me? Where is that first speech of thine thou didst hold with us at first, when we were in the garden? Then Satan said unto Adam, thinkest thou that when I have spoken to one about anything, I shall ever bring it to pass? I shall ever bring it to him, or fulfill my word? No, not so. For I myself have never even thought of obtaining what I asked. This is the people you call God. Call Jesus God, this bastard. You call Allah God, this bastard. Verse 6. Therefore did I fall, and did I make you fall by that for which I myself fell, and with you also. Whosoever accepts my counsel falls thereby. Really? But now, O Adam, listen up. But now, O Adam, by the reason of thy fall, thou art under my rule. Now, you're going to be thinking it's only Adam minus you. Really? And you are under my rule. And that is what he said in Romans chapter 7. When the husband died, you are no more under his dominion. But while he lives, he have this dominion. Dominion simply means authority. It simply means power to rule over you. To be your head. Paul said, all this, I'm not the one doing it. It is you, Allah, not me. He said, because you take my counsel, for that reason, I became your leader. And listen, is it this topic? Let's take 7 again. But now, O Adam, by reason of thy fall, thou hast under my rule, and I am king over thee, because thou hast hearkened to me, and hast transgressed against thy God. Neither will there be any deliverance from my hands until the day promised thee by thy God. He said, I'm not going to let you rest night and day. Apostle Paul said, I pray to YAHUAH, remove this Satan from my flesh. YAHUAH said, he said 3 times. And I said, no, my grace is sufficient for you to deal with this situation for a certain period of time. 8 now. Again, he said, inasmuch as we do not know the day agreed upon with thee by thy God, nor the hour in which thou shalt be delivered, for that reason we will multiply war. And Paul said, if I want to do the right thing, I see war. Another power manifest, declaring war against the law, the law of my mind, multiplying war and murder upon thee and thy seed after thee. And thy seed? Okay, now, this is our will, and this is our will and our good pleasure, that we may not leave one of the sons of men to inherit our orders in heaven. For as to our abode, O Adam, it is in burning fire. And we would not cease our evil doing, no, not 1 day, nor 1 hour. And I, O Adam, shall sow fire upon thee when thou comest into the cave to dwell there. When Adam heard these words, he wept and mourned, and said unto Eve, hear what he said, that he will not fulfill aught of what he told thee in the garden. Did he really then become king over us? But we will ask Yahuwah, who created us, to deliver us out of his hand. Are you seeing the pelero? Are you seeing the confirmation? He said we'll multiply what we will not cease. Not 1 day, not 1 hour. Because we don't know when this deliverance, when your God is going to set you free from our hand. But until he do that, we're going to throw fire. We're going to mess up your totality. I don't want to title to. This message is another glory. Vision about what gave unto me. Because it's what I'm saying. Sometimes when I'm narrating what I'm seeing, the spirit world, sometimes I will be ashamed of myself. After I've narrated some certain parts, I say, why am I saying this? Why am I saying this? It is the case of adultery. And this adultery, it is simply literal sexual intercourse. And we see people, we see a God who brags and say, go and slay innocent soul. Go and slay people that does not believe Quran. In order for me to give you a 72 virgin in my heaven. We see people that say, because vagina, it is their inheritance. You think that is a joke? Muslims know what you don't know about this spirit world. What the nonsensical, the pollution me I'm saying spiritually, sometimes I'll be saying, if it is Muslim that is seeing this sex perversion that my enemy is seeing right here, they're going to be worshiping Allah. I say we are already in our paradise. Because after all, this is what Allah promised them. Let's go, because I don't want to do too. We see, you heard already. So this is how he is. He's a rapist. John 1:8-10. Yahuwah make it so clear. If you say you are without sin, you are a liar, and the truth is not in you. But he said, if you confess your sins and forsake it, then Yahuwah will forgive you and will wash it. Let me see. He will wash away from you all unrighteousness. Okay, we'll be reading some 30 parts. Let's quickly do that. Hey, almost 3 hours. Now, wow. 1 John 1. When is the hours going to be cleansing us? You think the cleansing belongs to is this body? No way. This body, Abayewa gave it to Satan. It is yours, not mine. That is why Abayewa waited patiently until the certain period of a time. It's like I'm going ahead of myself and I don't want to fall everywhere. I wanted to take it one after the other. Until that very time, Abayewa set to set us free and give us a glorified body. Abayewa have no business. But yet, this body is a shadow of the better one to come. You must labor for the better one to come. That is what we are doing now. We are strongly fighting. It's a battle. It's a war declared within us. We can't say because there's nothing good in this body, it's a sin, it belongs to the devil. For that, I have to live a sinful lifestyle. No. Do you see this lifestyle you are living now? It is building of your glorified body. Because this one, you don't need it. It belongs to Satan. It's a long journey, man. Okay. 1 John chapter 1. Verses... Okay, 8. If we say that we have no sin, we don't have sin. We deceive ourselves. You are falling into another deception. And the truth is not in us, which means the answer is not there. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. If we say that we have not sinned, we make him a liar, and his word is not in us. All right, now let's go now to 5, and let's see the sin and the sin he's referring to. Now, chapter 5, 1 John chapter 5, verses 16 and 17. If any man see his brother sin a sin, which is not unto death, he shall ask, and he shall give him life for them. That sin not unto death. There is a sin unto death. I do not say that he should pray for it. All unrighteousness is sin, and there is a sin not unto death. You see how he breaks it over here. There are sin that leads to death, and there are also sin that doesn't lead to death. Okay, like all this petty something like Papa Abraham, he do lie, it doesn't lead to death. But depends on what the context is anyways, because Sapphira and Ananias, they lie and they die. But that death is not, this death here is talking about second death, the link of fire, no mercy, completely, utterly cast and give it unto Satan. But the first death, okay, not the death is talking about here, it is damnation, okay, not the literal death. No, everybody, he himself that said this, where is him today? He's dead now, but it's referring to second death. Okay, there are some sin that is going to be leading you to second death. Okay, like that of Esau is second death of 100%, and this folly deity is second death. Okay, that is the death he was talking about there. I don't want to do it too much because I don't want to proceed more. That I just want to end it over here. So Luke chapter 17 verses 26 through 30. Yahushua said his coming is like the days of Noah, it's like the days of Lot. So to get a better picture of the time frame we are now, the very time clock we are now spiritually, what time? Goes to Genesis chapter 6, you're going to see over there, the folly deities now beginning to have sexual intercourse directly to the sons of men. And Genesis 19, we now see men now beginning to have sex with men. It is sex perversion. Why are they doing that? These are they you are seeing in your dream. For what? Why are they doing it? Genesis 6 and Genesis 19. Yeah, that is the time we are right now. It's so dirty, man. This is what Paul was saying. So dirty. He said it's not lawful to talk about it. We can't tell you in details. We will always tell the surface of it. It's horrible. Now, why is he doing this sexual intercourse? 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verses 15. He that joins with harlot becomes one body. For he said the two shall become one. Sex is to make you one with any person that you know that is banging you. Exactly, that's what they are doing. He said, we are your king. We will rule over you. We will not cease our evil. We will multiply fire. We're going to sow fire. You think they are joking? That this is the case of Romans chapter 7. Adam was exhausted. Adam killed himself. He killed himself. Abiyawa will push him back to life. Adam prayed, okay, take me away by yourself. Abiyawa said no. Just as Paul also prayed, take away. Abiyawa said, my grace is sufficient. Adam will go and climb a very high mountain. He will throw himself, he will die. Yahuwah will send forth his word, he will resurrect him back to life. Serpent would also deceive him again and again and again. He will throw him, he will kill him. Abiyawa will resurrect him back. That is conflict. Conflict is war. That is why I found so authentic the first book of Adam and Eve and the second one. I find it so profound, so authentic. Not that there is no error. In fact, this very popular one we carry, there's also error in it. So there's no big deal. So Daniel chapter 2 verses 43, it said, this beast system, the image of the beast in Babylon. Remember, we are in mystery Babylon today. The entire world is mystery Babylon. He said, this image of the beast, these 4 or 5 categories of a beast, mingled himself with the seeds of men. This is the mark of the beast. the royal Lord talk about. He mark us. His mark is in our flesh. Revelation 30, go and read it. He forced himself. He said he forced everybody to take him. He forced everybody to take his name, to take his number, to take the number of his name. He has name, he has number of his name, he has mark, and he also have number 4. He tied us all roundly. All 4 winds of life, this devil joined with us. Our flesh is his wedding ring. It's only Abba Yahuwah is going to divorce us from him, remove his ring, and Abba Yahuwah will not give us a new body. Abba Yahuwah first of all gave them first man, and the first man glorified body. He entered. You see, he said he set himself and he declared himself God. And you see how he did it? Through deception, by force. He's sneaking. Paul said, I'm not the one doing all this. I'm not responsible. This sin that is going on is none of you. None of you is none of me. None of us is guilt of it. It is what they established. Now you will understand why I say they. I bet it's also part of it. Okay, now let's proceed into another one. Now if people is going to be saying, okay, I will be reading it. I will be, oh my Abba, get out of here. I'm running out of time. Almost 3 hours. Let's go now. I want to read some parts, some certain place over here. Before I say what I want to, before I say what I want to say. John 19 verses 13. When Yahushua therefore had received the vinegar, he said, it is finished. Now, you're going to be saying, but the Messiah said it is finished. No, it is not finished. This one is not finished at all. What finished? What finished? The sacrificial law. All right. The sacrificial law is finished. Not this battle, not this struggle. No, this struggle, it is for a certain period of a time. It's not finished for now, okay? Revelation 12 verses 3. We see the dragon over there. Another sign appeared. Okay, no, I will be ready this one. What am I doing? I know talking is fast, but reading is also good. Revelation 12 verses 3. And there appeared another sign. This is the another sign Paul we are lamenting about. Another wonder in heaven. And behold, a great red dragon. Remember, Esau is red. Having 7, listen, here's the matter. Here is the key point. Having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. Now let's go. Revelation 31. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy. Okay, now let's see if there's still another one to read. Now, what is 7 head? 7 head is 7 flash 7,000. Abba Yahuwah gave these fallen deities a certain period of a time to display their filthiness. And like I said, Abba Yahuwah is a legal practitioner judge. He has already stated it. He can't undo it. Until then, we have to deal with it. That was why he said unto Apostle Paul. Apostle Paul said, because of the abundance of the surpasses visions and revelations given unto me, therefore a thorn on my flesh. Do you know what that is? They put thorn on Yahushua said, Apostle Paul on flesh. Because Yahushua was for redemption, not sin. But I was our body. We now became the body of devils. This is where the power is. Now, that is why they are the last enemy to be destroyed. Abba Yahuwah gave the, you see, 7 heads, 7 heads. It is flash. There are 7,000 years reigns. 1 head to go. That is the good news in it. 1 head to go to put off us this body of corruption. That is where Abba Yahuwah is going to bring about the separation. until death. Sorry, we will deal with the situation. Paul said, I prayed 3 whole times. When Paul began to see all these visions, he said, what? It's not lawful to describe how filthy, how horrible again. The punishment of sin, punishment of hell, pollution. It's not lawful to talk about it. It talks about sin. I don't want to bring that one in, because if not, therefore, 3 whole times, when I said, no, what you need, not to run away. Because if you are saying, I should take it away, which means to kill you. Because it's only death that is going to set you free from slavery, sex slavery. Let me put it so. From serving this very, because I ordained it already. I think there is a proverb that says, where 2 lions fight, or 2 elephants, where they fight, it is the ground that will suffer the penalty. That is you, and that is I. We are the ground. 2 deities is dragging. Why is not dragging? I won't put that. That is filth. But 2 deities fighting over one soul. Why is not fighting? Is it fighting? I can also say so. Because devil called him for fight. So where 2 elephants fight, the ground suffer. So this one have nothing to do with you sin or me sin. This one is ordination, because Abewa gave them. That is why we are so powerless before them. Abewa gave them a certain period of a time to rule us, because the first man sold us. Until this 7,000 years is complete, forget about it. They prayed there. Now listen, just like Genesis 15, Abewa said unto Papa Abraham, of course, he's going to be a father of many nations, and your seed, your offspring, is going to be a slave in another man's land for 400 years. You see the time frame? Exactly. Check it out. Exodus chapter 12. Genesis 15 prophesied how many years? 400 years. Exodus chapter 12, how many years did they spend? 430 years. You want to also put 30 years extra. 30 whole years extra. Let's go. Like, where's the other part? Revelation 12. Okay, yes, I read that already. Like, where did I quote? Oh, my Abba. What am I doing here? Genesis 50, yes, I talked about that one already. Jeremiah 25, verses 11 through 12. 70 years in captivity in Babylon, until then, no deliverance. Jeremiah 25, verses 11 through 12. Jeremiah 29, verses 19. Go and read it. Daniel chapter 8, he also gives a certain period of a time where the sanctuary will be cleansed. He said both the sanctuary and the people that worship there in the sanctuary is being given unto this beast system. He said we've been delivered into their hand. They tore down the temple. They took away the daily sacrifice. They now ushers in their own. That is to say, the originality, they polluted it. They now begin to break the royal law in your hand and say, this is what they meant. Actually, this is what is. I mean, once say, if you touch, you surely die. Devil said, come and eat, you shall surely not die. That is the battle. Where 2 elephants fight, it is the ground that suffers it. That was why that born blind in John, I think, chapter 9, the disciples begin to ask, who sinned, the father or the mother? Because born blind, what happened? He said, this will have nothing to do with the sins of the father or the sins of the mother. But Abewa just did it, okay, for his glory. Now, what am I saying? This very particular one we are going through is not because we sin. No, it's not because we sin. It is what Yahuwah or what is going on. They fell already, so they are prodigal son. You see, like the prodigal son in Luke chapter 15, verses 11 through 24, or towards the end, we see this youngest, or no, rather, yeah, the youngest son goes to his father and say, "Give me my inheritance," and his father gave unto him, and he left, he squandered everything. Though that one returned back, but this one. This is what they asked Abba, we want to rule. We want to rule with serious fight. War, they declare war in heavy. Abba has to throw them out. Being a father, okay, they want to rule. He gave them certain period of time. Go and do it. Abba step back. So they are the one ruling. It is their reigns. It is their time. So that was why Abba cannot interrupt them and say, I once said 6,000 or 7,000. Now, no more. No. Abba waited patiently. Okay. And you see, he is going to admit into the new kingdom. He now gave us the sufficient grace. Okay, to keep rejecting and say, I don't need you. You are dragging me. I'm also dragging you. It is fight. It is war. He said he declared war on me. That is what Paul said. And we see Satan himself confirmed that in the book of Adam, 1st Adam, chapter 57. He said, I will sow fire. Do you know what that is? You think it's a joke. He said, because you take my counsel, I'll rule over you. Not just only ruling, I'm also your king. He said, because we don't know when your God is going to save you. So until then, you will see Pepe. This is more than what you know. This is seriously more than what you know. Okay, okay, Jeremiah quoted that already. 70 years, until 70 years complete, no deliverance, nowhere. No deliverance, no way out. We tell it the way it is. We are not whitewashing anything over here. This is what it is. Daniel 8, it said we be giving. The saint is being given into the hands of this animal's kingdom to deal with us for a certain period of a time until the temple will be cleansed. Daniel chapter 9 talks about the desolation. We'll be reading this one. Daniel chapter 9 verses 24 through 27. It talks about until when the altar will be cleansed. We are not receiving no cleansing now. Until then, sorry, it is their reigns. They're still going to be doing it. So what are we saying? This is what Apostle Paul was conveying. This is what he saw. It is spirituality. It is what he saw in the spirit realm. It wasn't as describing any lukewarm system. I begin to fall into sin. No, spiritually we are serving them. Our spirit, as we are speaking now, or our body, our body will see yourself in their kingdom, open grave. We are all there. Is it not what it said in Ezekiel 37? Open grave, dry bones. That is the situation we are now. That dry bones it will be there until the day of resurrection. Without resurrection, we are dry bones. This is the situation we are now. It has nothing to do with somebody living a sinful lifestyle. No. This one now, it is the two elephants fighting, and we, the ground, are the ones suffering it. Now listen, Daniel chapter 9, verses 24. 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city to finish the transgression. There's a certain period of a time for sin to reign, to finish transgression, and to make an end of sins, to put stop. John 1:29. That is when Yahushua is going to take away the sin of the world. Now, 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 4 through 6. He said, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they are mighty through Yahuwah to put down stronghold. This is the hold. It's very strong one. It's not easy one. Now listen, 24, let me take it again. 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city to finish the transgression and to make an end of sins and to make reconciliation for iniquity and to bring in everlasting righteousness. Hallelujah. And to seal up the visions and prophecy and to anoint the most holy. Everything's a chamber now. 25. Therefore, and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build the Jerusalem unto the Messiah, the Prince, shall be 70 weeks. And therefore, 70 weeks and 80, and to which the street shall be built again, and the wall even in troublous times. So, what is he saying? What is he saying? Are you getting it? So 69 weeks are already fulfilled. Only 1 week to go, and 1 head to go. Yahushua fulfilled 69 weeks already in this Daniel 70 weeks. 69 weeks is gone. So we at the peak, at the edge of it. So we are making progress. Until then, no deliverance, forget about it. It's the ground where the two elephants is fighting. The ground is the one to see Pepe. We are the one to see Pepe. If you see nonsense, I also speak this morning. Say, what is going on? What is going on? I will fast. I will pray. It's not stopping. The pollution, the sex perversion, it is rapist. It is not love for something that is so shameful. It is the second husband, which is the Jesus and Allah. They are coming to do this thing physically. Mostly red, which is the one head. Hey, oh no. Anyways, like I said, this message is jotted down. And Apostle Paul in Romans 6:7, he said the only way out is death. You see the people that die now, they are free. No more sex perversion, no more homosexuality, no more adultery. They are free. But you see we that is still carrying their ring, which is the flesh. Oh no. They still have access, eh? Come on now. Not just that because they have access, because YAHUAH gave them a certain period of time to rule. So it is their inheritance for now. This is how they are ruling. They will throw sickness at you. They will pull at you. They will give you their will to drink. If you see what there is, spiritual world is so dirty. They are full of hate. They will beat you mercilessly. That is why I hate them. I hate Allah with passion. I hate Jesus with passion. Very wicked people. Very wicked. What? They will make fool of you. Sexually, they will enslave you. They are rapists. They will force themselves into you. Not just a woman, including men. See Allah, now see what Allah said. Look at what, let me quickly show you guys' picture. See the nonsense going on physically before. I hope if it's not here, it will pay me. Should I be here? Because I just take the picture from oh no. Let me see. If it's not here for no, okay, it's not also here again. I beg. Oh no. Come and see the nonsense they are doing in Mecca. See what Jesus Christ of pastors is doing to people. Allah carved a stone like a woman private part. He now put it on the Kaaba. Everybody will go there and be kissing that stone. It's just like a woman private part. And this is the same Allah that said, in order for you to have 72 virgins in heaven. And this is the same Allah that said that in this heaven there is a street market consists of men and women. That if a man desire a beauty, one who has sexual intercourse, he will just go to this street market and pick whosoever he desire and have sex with them in paradise. Street market. No buying, no selling, but full of vagina and penis and anus. You people don't know what is going on. He said the wrath of this holy deity, it is fornication. They are the one having this nonsense with you. Spiritually, they are the one. When you are sleeping, you see somebody having sexual intercourse. This is what we are talking about. It is the case of adultery. It is simply the case of adultery. Luke 21, verses 24. It said, until the fullness of Gentiles be come. There is certain time fullness. Okay, this is just one scripture. Let me quick. Oh no. Here's the advert. Oh my Abba. It's so irritating, man. Let us quickly. This is just one. Luke chapter 21, verses 24. So that is the problem we are going through now. So if you YAHUAH, Apostle Paul prayed to YAHUAH 3 whole times. Abewa said, no, I'm not taking. If you are saying take it away, which means you are saying it should kill you. Because until death, this slavery, it can't be undone. Until death or until the 7,000 years complete. Luke 21 verses 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles is fulfilled. So until when? Until the time of the Gentiles is fulfilled. So there is a certain period set apart by Abba Yahuwah for them to display this filthiness. We call it filthiness, but to them they are ruling. This is how they rule. He said until then, so until then, no deliverance from anywhere. Forget about it. Mark 13 verses 13 also, let's see what is over there. Until then, deliverance is not coming, Deliverance can't come. Mark chapter 13 verses 13. And ye shall be hate of all men for my name's sake. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. You see? So keep striving. If you enjoy, tolerate. The enduring is not because it is like this. Therefore, you're going to be lukewarm. You're just going to be saying, okay, now, Paul said that, yes, in my heart, let's quickly take that one. In my heart, I serve God, but in my body, I'm serving. No. That is not what it meant. It's talking about how the pollution in the spirit realm. Say, wretched, who's going to save me from all this nonsense? Because sometimes I will just I will lose hope. Like this morning, can I say this one? It's filth when I want to address this message. If you see the pollution, I beg now. Anyways, he said the porter have the right to design and do whatever he want to do with the pot, whatever. So he said, oh man, who are you to speak against Abba Yahuwah? Because sometimes when I see all these things, I will say, no. You are not. Anyways, let me leave there. Romans 7:25. I think, okay, let's take 24. But I see another, okay. I think, let me see if I'll be using NIV, because NIV indeed. Let's see how NIV say it, because I'm running out of time. If you're my constant follower, you know I always like met here. You know it. Because it's very horrible. Honestly. Very, very dirty. And sometimes you will be calling, Yahuwah, come to my rescue. You will not even see Yahuwah. They will strangle somebody. They will force themselves on your head, on your nose, on your mouth, your anus, your vagina. What is going on? It's so dirty. It's so filth. It is even better you don't see it. Because if you see it, nobody will see this nonsense that will not pick offense at Abba Yahuwah. Honestly. You don't even see it is much better. Romans 7. Now, if I do what I do not want to do, it is no longer I who do it, but it is sin living in me that does it. I can sin live in the holy man of Yahuwah. Meanwhile, I pray to Abba Yahuwah to remove. Abba Yahuwah said no way, because there is a time Abba Yahuwah set. Until then, sorry, forget it. 21. So I found this law at work. When I want to do good, evil is right there with me. For in my inner being, I delight in Yahuwah's law. But I see another law at work in the members of my body, waging war against the law of my mind, making me a prisoner of the law of sin at work within my members. What a wretched man I am. Who will rescue me from this body of death? Because this one is death. Death joined with us. He want to make us one. He want us to destroy the way he is destroyed. Sexual intercourse is to make you one with Whosoever you join with is oneness. That is why they keep doing this wickedness spiritually. It simply means oneness. That is the idiom. That is the binding. That is the stronghold. Oneness. But But the way they are forcing and raping you in the spirit world, the way they are doing it, oh my auntie, if Abba Yehovah is not showing up, if nobody is showing up for you, you will be hopeless. You will say, who is going to rescue me from this destruction? So is this how my life is going to be all eternity? 25. Thanks be to Yahuwah through Yahushua our Adonai. So then, I myself in my mind, I am a slave to Yahuwah's law. But in my sinful nature, a slave to law of sin. So how can you be serving two masters? That your mind, you have this bond with righteousness. Oh, now, how can you be serving Yahweh in your mind, but in your body you are serving another person? Your body is worshiping another devil. So this is what our body is doing. Sexual intercourse, spiritual, not physical. No. Because physically, which means you are not enduring, you are not born again. No. And there's no way you will be fornicating physically. You will be talking about sex perversion. Are you crazy? Oh, wait, are we joking here? Anybody that does that, sorry. Destruction will just meet you because it is what you eat. But when you know you are doing almost everything the Lord asks you to do, and spiritually somebody is still defiling you, that is where you now have the mouth to speak to heaven. Because I'm not doing it. What is going on here? That is where you now have the right stand. Because you know you are doing your own part. You are enduring suffering. You deny almost everything. How come this nonsense is still having hold on me? He said the law is spiritual, but me, I'm carnal, which is the flesh. So what Paul is speaking of, we see the special wisdom Abba Yehovah gave unto him. We are still going. Let me quickly finish this leftover part. We see the special wisdom Abba Yehovah gave unto him to see visions and revelations, okay? I think I will be leaving this one so that I will proceed it on. If we have to do this one today. Okay, yes. You enjoy to the end, okay? How are you going to be enduring to the end? 2 Corinthians 10:4-6. It's a stronghold. You need to pull it down through Yahuwah. Okay, that is you do your own part physically. Now, Deuteronomy 22 verses 25-27. Abba Yehovah said, when a young girl is being, betrothed unto a husband, okay, I think I'll quickly read there, even though I'm running out of time. There's still one more about Yahushua. So what I will do, I will just talk. Because I don't want to do two. Like I said, I will redo it again. Deuteronomy 22 verses 25. But if a man found a betrothed, a damsel in the field is the entire word, okay? I will always like to do that. In the field, and the man fucks her. Revelation 30 said this beast is going to force his wife carry the name of her husband, isn't it? He said this beast, forget about you will or you don't will. Forget about your opinion. Your opinion is useless. You are a slave to sin, okay? A slave obey their master. That is what it is. Now, he said in Revelation 30, it's going to force himself. He said, both free. A band is going to force himself that you must take the number of my name or my number or my mark. Mark simply means marker, to mark you and say you are mine. You see, Claude, we have, all this Louis Vuitton. They put their name because it's their product. These fallen deities said our flesh is their product. They put their name. And they want to come and make it officially. Force themselves into people. By force. Deceiving the entire world by force. But if a man found a betrothed damsel in the field, and he fucks her and lie with her, then the man only that lie with her shall die. But unto the damsel thou shalt not do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. She didn't break my law, even though they had sexual intercourse with her. Look, see why. Okay, death. For as when a man rise against his neighbor and slay him, even so in this matter. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was none to save her. So for that, he did not commit sin. So she cried. In the vision, me, I always cry. I also cry physically like Apostle Paul lamenting. Because it ought not to be so. So, your own partner, it is cry. It is cry. Strive against sin physically. And when you are doing that, you will see yourself in this position. Even though they are defiling you, you will still cry. Unto obey what is going on, you will lament. This is how you will enjoy to the end. You can't do nothing about it. You can't change. Nobody can change it. It is what is ordained. Revelation 3:11. It said, watch out that no man take your crown. This is how you will keep doing it. Because they want the crown. Revelation 14 verses 6 said, the angels is coming to bring in everlasting gospel. Until then, sorry. All this one, no, you forget that. So Romans 6 verses 7. Let's quickly do that. Until this husband died. When he died, until you die, excuse me. When you die, you are out of. Get out. Let me just use NIV. I don't tell you which kind of.
If you understand
Here,
English,
Salobra. I've vet everywhere. Now go the power. No, I'm running out of time. Okay, Romans chapter 6. I will redo this message again because I'm not yet done at all. But this one I quickly give us, it will help to solve some to quench some, taste. And to also quench some fire of confusion, of dilemma. Contradiction. No contradiction. It was explaining what he saw spiritually. Now, Romans 6:7. Because anyone who has died has been free from sin. You see what is going to free you? Die. If you die, no more pollute is over. Therefore, you'll be waiting for glorified body. Now, oh my Father, what will be the gain if you die and you did not see what you labor for? You did not see what you glory for. You just die and you're free. No more slave. You are free. Yes, you are free from pollution. And you will die for the better one to come, which is the glorified body. That is the one you're going to be enjoying. That is the only way out. Romans 8:1-25, yes, said, especially from 21, said, or 8:11 said, that same spirit that raised Yahushua will also raise you. You have to die. That was what Abba said, my grace is sufficient for you, because he don't want to keep Paul. Because if you say take it away, which means you are asking for me to remove you from the earth, because he cannot take this devil away until 7,000 years completed. So Romans 8:21, he said, our body. Okay, I think I will read it. I will be reading there. Our body, our spirit is saved already, but this body, it is their property. It is their property. No two ways about that. Romans 8:21. Even the earth himself is corrupted, that the creation itself will be liberated from its bondage to decay and brought into the glorious freedom of the children of Yahweh. You see what he's saying? We will be liberated, we will be delivered from this bondage. We know that the whole creation has been groaning as in the pains of childbirth, right up to the present time. Not only so, but we ourselves who have the first fruit of the Spirit grow inwardly as we wait eagerly for adoption as sons, the redemption of our bodies. So our body has not redeemed. Only the Spirit is saved already, but the body is still in mess. Our body is their wedding ring, so they still have access. Come on now. They still have access. It is our body they are dealing with. Body of corruption. Revelation 20. Okay, I read that. Revelation 20 verses 4 through 6. When we die, they will return back in the first resurrection. That is the beauty and that is the glory. He said this one, second death cannot touch. Filthiness can touch because this is a glorified body. This is the real you. This is when you will be free utterly. Utterly, completely. But now, sorry, forget it. Revelation 21, that is the new earth. The earth itself will be renewed. Everything will be renewed. The body of sin will be done away with. Romans 6 says so. Everything will be renewed. Now, Revelation, this is where the husband, because after this Revelation 20, where is it now? Where did I put that one? Revelation 20, because he needs to, okay, Revelation 20 is here. Okay, Revelation 20 verses 10, read it. It said, the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet bonded together and thrown into the lake of fire, where they will be tormented night and day, no rest. That is their death. That is the death of Allah. That is the death of Jesus. Now in Revelation 20 verses 1, 2, and 3, this spirit will go into prison, but they will return back, which is the final one. They will still come back, which is the final one. This dragging, I think they will drag this matter to 9,000 years. I think so. Because if the 7,000 years, because first of all, I was thinking 6,000 years. No, it's 7 years. Because they have 7 years. And the other ones also have 10. And you see their horns. You see their crown. They are ordained to rule for 7,000 years. They are ordained. But I don't think it will get to 9,000 years. No. But I'm suspecting 8,000, which is the new beginning. Which is the new beginning to remove, to circumcise the earth, to cut off everything. Not 9,000 years, 8,000. I'm suspecting 8,000. I'm suspecting 8,000 years. I think this matter will be dragged to 8,000 years. But for a full 1,000, we receive a glorified body already. But iniquity will still be ruling over people that convert to Allah's kingdom. So from there, this iniquity is going to be growing so rampant. Within them, not with us any longer. I will redo this message again, of course. Okay, I will redo it again. Revelation 19, this is where Yahushua, the third, which is the very first. This is when YAHUAH is going to remarry to us, to our glorified body. You see this one, huh? Is his enemy, don't touch. Huh? It's filth. He can't even interrupt. He can't come. Because he can't. Revelation 19 verses 1 through 9. Go and see. The wedding of the supper. The wedding of the Lamb. Matthew 25. Go and see the bridegroom. The bridegroom. Revelation 30 verses 1 through 7. YAHUAH said we should submit to a higher authority. Paul wanted to outrun them. YAHUAH said, no, so my grace is sufficient for you to deal with the situation. I know it's ugly. It's affirmative. It makes me sick. When I wake up, sometimes a whole day I will lament. I will not eat. I'm not joking. My eyes will swear. I will hate my life. I want to die. Sometimes I will be praying that God, that YAHUAH, just take me away. Like this, when I say bring about the days of Noah, since it is only evil, you can sponsor. Because I'll be praying, you don't want to destroy this evil spirit that is sexually molesting me, harassing me, defiling me. Therefore, just bring about the days of Noah. Bring flood. Come and flush every one of us away and recreate the earth. I said because the iniquity himself is so unbearable. That is what I said this morning. I'm praying, bring the flood and come and wipe all of us away and restart all over again. I said, because you are holy. How come you are seeing all these things? How come you accommodate? How come you tolerate? This morning I nag. I said, how can I put these two together? Confusion on my head. I'm serving a holy YAHUAH, but he's tolerating iniquity. He's overlooking iniquity. What is going on? How do you want me to handle? This is not good for the eyes. Remove it from my eyes. I don't want to see this message. I beg. So Abiwa will not touch anything. He made it. He said it already. Now, that was why he also regrets in Genesis 6 that he paces him. He repented him that he create us. Because this spirit, they are more subtle. They are stronger. They are higher ranking. Romans 13, verses 1 through 7, we are submitting. Because, yes, they have power over us. But for evil, not for good. But Romans said for good. But this one is for evil. So that's it. It's for evil. They are also here. Romans, so Yahushua until, okay. Yahuwah is a God of order. Yahushua is a God of order. Okay, so until then, they can't undo it. It says 7,000 years already. And I think it will spread to 8,000. But that 1,000 have no business with the people of the book, no. But the 7,000 years, they will still torture. They will still do it. They will still do that nonsense to some certain people. Revelation 19 verses 1 through 90. Yes, that is the wedding supper. That is where this is the officially Yahuwah will step in and become a husband. Holy husband unto us. After Allah and all the madness is being thrown into, that is their death until they die. No, another one cannot come. Yahuwah cannot come. God forbid. Yahuwah forbid. We are so few. He watches us from afar, but our spirit is saved. Matthew 25, yes. Romans, okay, yes, I quote that one already. Revelation 20, verses 10. Yes, that's what they say. Revelation 16, 30 through 40. We'll see all three. They are unclean spirits. Matthew 24, verses 24. These are they. We are done. Thank you, Abba. These are they. So this is the mystery behind what Paul saw. Paul, was he a sinner? He's not, justifying sin. He's not condoling it. He's not supporting it. There is no contradiction. There is no dilemma at all. He was explaining what is so spiritual. Spiritual, the situation under the condition everybody are. Go and read Ezekiel 37. It is an open grave. Our bone is dry. We're being killed because it is death. Death appeared to us. He make himself one with us. It is sin, is a deity, and he called himself a husband. He entered the temple, which is the flesh. He declared himself God, and he's taking worship. And sex is worship. Sex is simply worship, completement. Completement of a kingdom. So they capitalize on all this wonderful job Abiwa did for humanity. But these holy deities entered and capitalized on it and begin to ride on it. They are the stronghold. So we'll put that down. Raping you. They are raping your spirit, your flesh. They are joining with you. But it said, cry, because the damsel cried out, even though she was defied, but still she fight. She's strong. When a man is raping you, whereby too well it's not in your heart. Your heart is clear and you hate it. You know how you fight with all your heart. That is what Abiwa said. We should drag our life with them. You can't just say because said that our flesh, okay, now is their whatever wedding ring, so you'll be falling into mess. No, you are a joker. You are a joker. This message is not for you. This message is for a people that is matured spiritual. And we see Daniel 9:24. It said there is a certain period of a time set for transgression to finish his work, for sin to finish his work, in order for Abiwa to cleanse the holies of holies and ushers in everlasting righteousness. Until then, no deliverance anywhere. Not that they are powerful, but because Abiyawa has already ordained it so. He gave them 7,000 years. Until then, no deliverance. Forget about it. Genesis 15, Abiyawa gave 400 years for bondage in Egypt. We see Exodus chapter 12, it was 430 years Okay, Jeremiah, we are also quote, Babylonian bondage, he also gave 70 years, and they came out, I think, 73 years or so. Yes, they came out. So until then, no deliverance anywhere. So that is why he couldn't do nothing about it when Paul was lamenting. So this is what it is for now. Thank you, Abiyahu. I love you so much. So in the midst of the week, we'll be doing the new Nigeria. We'll be doing the new Nigeria. The very one we are seeing now, it is Esau, beast system. That is why no empathy. That is why corruption everywhere. It is Esau giving away their birthright. Like I said, I see the entire world almost falling in the category of Esau. Of Esau. So when we are through with that message, you're going to be seeing, or you will be reading to yourself where you are Esau, where you have given away your birthright, okay, for materialism, physical thing, for just for temporary service, physical. So you will be read to yourself in order for you to let go Esau attitude and return back to where you supposed to be, which is the tent, the presence of Hubby Yahuwah, which is the stand of Jacob, the legacy carrier. Okay, thank you. I love you so much. All right, now, family, I'm out.